That is a great sign because it's interesting. Last week, Kevin Stefanski, their head coach, ruled him out before even practice started last week. But this week, he's ready to roll. And you have to remember, they purposely limited him in practice to get him ready for the regular season, but he's now going to play in week 3. They host the Bears here. Their team now playing Justin Fields at quarterback. This is going to be a fun game here, but Jarvis Landry, Beckham's teammate at LSU, is out. He's on injury reserve. That's a concern. We'll see how many snaps. They haven't decided yet how many snaps Beckham will get, but this is a good thing. But Stefanski said after practice today, quote, he looked good, he had a good week, and I think he's ready to go. And they need him because without Landry, they're down in pass targets here. They're going to need him to go against the Bears team that I'm really interested to see Justin Fields in this game. I know it's on the road. The Browns have really good defensive ends. Let's see how Fields handles his first ever NFL start.
Well, we know he's going to be running for his life a little bit against that defense, and their porous offensive line as bad as the Steelers. So he's probably going to be running, but I'll say this for him. He's fast, and he's athletic and strong-armed. I say let the kid go out there and rip it. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how he does after all the hype.
Yeah, and here's the thing, speaking of that. The key here is pass protection. Jason Peters, 39 years old, who played well last week for the Bears at left tackle, holding up against their DNs. Jadeveon Clowney, who's healthy, relatively healthy, right? Myles Garrett, if they flip sides here, whoever's going to line up against him, that is the key because Peters does not move all that well anymore. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame someday. But the key to sling it, like you're talking about Fields, because he's got a great arm strength. And the guy that he hooked up with in training camp, I saw for 2 days when they went against the Dolphins, is Darnell Mooney, a fifth-round pick out of Tulane, who they believe will have a breakout season, but they need quarterback play and they need protection. But watch out for him on Sunday because the Browns folks, they give a ton of production, those quarterbacks do, to opposing wide receivers.
All right, let's see what you think of Carson Wentz after his workouts today. He got back on the field. He practiced. Frank Reich said he looked really good. Sounds to me like he's going to go.
Here's the deal, though. Let's slow a roll here a little bit. He's got 2 ankle injuries. One is in the high ankle area. The other one's a low ankle. Friday is a light practice. It's generally 45 minutes to an hour. It's a glorified walkthrough. But yes, Wentz did say he looked better. Quote, in limited reps, I think he's gotten progressively better. He looked okay. But earlier in the week, it looked like he had 0 chance, according to Reich. But he got better. He got treatment. The key for him is, and they have a walkthrough tomorrow, remember, and they play at Tennessee, it's to be able to get out of his own way. He's got to plant both ankles for help in the ground, be able to drive off that back foot. If he can't do it, he cannot play. Now, the question is, if he doesn't get cleared, who plays? Brett Hundley, who got a lot of reps with the first team this week, he definitely is a line to start here. They'll make that decision, I believe, after tomorrow's walkthrough. Hundley, you might remember, is a 5th-round pick in 2015 with the Packers. He's been with a bunch of teams here. At the very least, he's going to be signed off the practice squad. They have to have him available even if Wentz is available. Because Wentz now, see, here's the thing. If you play him, you can make the injuries worse. That's why I think he's very questionable to doubtful. But they know better. They'll take a look at him tomorrow. But here's the good news for the Colts, because I told you this is going to be a problem. Xavier Rhodes is back with his calf strain. He hasn't played yet. His absence crushed their secondary, and he's back after 2 games and back in the secondary going against the Titans.
If they lose, their season's in big trouble. Which I think they are going to lose.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-215-6812. 800-215-6812. 800-215-6812. That's 800-215-6812.
Come on,
You watch the news. Be prepared to pay more taxes. Then if you owe back taxes or haven't filed in a few years, get ready. The IRS, the largest collection agency in the world, will be coming after you with the power to collect taxes by any means they want to. Hey, they can freeze your bank account, your passport, even padlock your business. Oh, good times. Look, if the IRS claims you owe them $5,000 or more in back taxes and they're coming after you, don't panic. Call my friends at Get a Tax Lawyer first. Their job is to negotiate with the IRS and save you money. They're experts at it. That's all they do. And you can trust them. In some cases, they have reduced a $50,000 tax bill to less than $1,000. If you owe the IRS $5,000 or more in back taxes, call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-732-9635. 800-732-9635. 800-732-9635. That's 800-732-9635. You love your dog. Is something bothering him or her and you can't figure out what it is? Maybe they seem slow or lethargic, and maybe they just don't have energy. Wouldn't you like your dog to be living their very best life? PetJoy offers a money-back guarantee on all of its products. If your dog won't eat it or you don't see the results you want, just let us know and we'll make it right. Totally risk-free. What do you have to lose? You can't buy PetJoy multivitamins in a store. The only way you can get them is through this unique radio offer. And if you call right now, learn how to get 2 bottles free with your order. Turn your dog's life around and make him or her a happy camper. Ain't that right, boy? He said call PetJoy right now. 800-846-2153. 800-846-2153. 800-846-2153. That's 800-846-2153.
You're on with Scott Farrell, Coast to Coast, right here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
You may or may not be a good Sports Grid listener. Test yourself. If you've ever bet your wife you can balance a park bench on your chin, you're probably our kind of listener. This is the Sports Grid Radio Network.
Adam Kaplan with us on Television, Coast to Coast on a pain-free Friday. Let's talk about the walking wounded in Pittsburgh as the Bengals go in to see the Steelers. They've got all kinds of problems besides Ben's pack, which is the left side, not the right. The one that I was questioning with Dr. Chow was Deontay Johnson, what his status is, and I know there are problems there. I don't think T.J. Watt's playing. He hasn't done anything all week.
Yeah, so let's start with the last guy, T.J. Watt. Very limited in practice this week. His status is going to be decided probably he wants to warm up on Sunday. He wants to give it a go. I think it's going to come down to Sunday. But here's the other problem. Their other starting outside linebacker, Alex Highsmith, who's been a good story of development, he's out with his groin injury. It's really amazing. Bush out last week, Hayden out last week with groin injury. Remember, they got hurt in Friday's practice. Well, they're back this week. Getting Joe Hayden back is huge for the secondary, which was awful last week against Derek Carr. Devin Bush, their start inside linebacker, who's very talented. He needs to play up to his status. Deontay Johnson is out. That's a problem. Who got hurt? As you know, very late in the game when they were trying that play late in the fourth quarter to come back. So Chase Claypool will be the guy who's going to fill in for him against that Bengals secondary, which will not be easy. The Bengals defense has improved, but look, your team being without all these players, Highsmith, Deontay Johnson, Joe Hayden, and Bush are back. That's great. But Ben Roethlisberger with left pectoral, he took all the reps today in practice. But again, it's a light practice. Yes, he's going to play. The question isn't him playing. It's how effective can he be with this injury? It's a very rare injury for a quarterback. Typically, linemen get pectoral injuries, not quarterbacks. I know it's his left side of his right. There's no way he's playing. So I'm very interested to see how effective he's going to be. And the Bengals, by the way, against a bad Steeler offensive line, the Bengals secondary might not be very good, but their front four is pretty good. This is going to be interesting to see what Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator for your Steelers, has dialed up on Sunday.
What about T. Higgins for Cincy?
Yeah, he's not expected to play with a shoulder injury, which he got hurt last week with it. He didn't practice all week. Look for Auden Tate, one of the better backup receivers in the NFL, to start for him. And the Bengals, the one thing they can do, they could spread your Steelers secondary out and expect them to do that and to help out Joe Mixon at running back. This, to me, is a very close game. And remember, in the AFC North, all 4 teams are 1-1. Everyone's got a chance this season for the first time in many years.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's talk about the Cardinals and the Murray show going down to Jacksonville to see Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, there's one issue here. DeAndre Hopkins, the star wide receiver. Never doubt this guy. Even when he doesn't practice, he's got an injury where multiple ribs are impacted. He didn't do anything in practice this week. They're not ruling him out. They want to see how he feels closer to game day. That does worry me when a player does not practice with the rib injury, that it's more than just bruised ribs. But we'll find out closer to game time. If not, fourth-year receiver Christian Kirk, who's in the final year of his rookie deal, would likely fill in, who's done a good job over the first 2 games. He's an inconsistent player, but he's very, very gifted. Remember, A.J. Green is on that team. And Rondale Moore, you and I talked about him leading up to the draft, who's that little guy, 5'7", who's explosive. Look for also Rondale Moore to become a factor if Hopkins can't play. He's just got to show that he could take contact, and that's the key is for him to get cleared for contact. But right now, he'll be a game day decision.
Do you think that the Cardinals handle their business against Jacksonville, or will this team in Jacksonville ever play good football because they look terrible?
The Cardinals will win this game. They absolutely will. I'm going to give you another little nugget here, folks. When you watch this game on Sunday, watch the Cardinals' defensive front, which was unbelievable against Ryan Tannehill. Not so good against Kirk Cousins last week at home. Look for them to bring it against this underachieving Jaguar offensive line, which has started together for the 3rd straight year. They have not played well at all. I would expect the Cardinals to bring it, especially Chandler Jones, who's looking for a new contract. He's on a contract drive, who had the 5 sacks in week 1. Look for them to bring it against the Jaguars this week.
All right, Dolphins and Raiders in Vegas. What's the status with Josh Jacobs? He missed the Steeler game.
Yeah, and he didn't play. He didn't practice this week. He worked out on the side. He's not expected to play. Look for Kenyon Drake and Peyton Barber. The Raiders, remember, they signed him off the Washington practice squad. Look for Drake and Barber. And Barber actually had more carries than Drake last week. Drake was way more involved in the passing game. They will host the Dolphins. If you remember last year, this is when Ryan Fitzpatrick came off the bench and did an unbelievable job to beat the Raiders. But he's not there this time. Tua is out, as we know, with his broken ribs. And Jacoby Brissett gets the start. I like the Raiders to win this game. I know the Dolphins got absolutely embarrassed last week. Typically when teams do that, they play well the next week, but it's going to be hard. Brissett, you got to be able to run the football. The Raider defense, Pharrell, is significantly improved, and it's shown, and that's why, in addition to Derek Carr, who you saw last week in person, that's why they were 2-0.
Yeah, and I mean, Max Crosby's been unstoppable.
Yep.
I think he's been the anchor, and they're getting to the quarterback, to the pocket. They're stopping the pass. I think they look fantastic. They're better than the Dolphins. The Dolphins, if they don't get their act together with Brissett here in the next week or 2, their season's going to be over. Let's talk about the Bucs and Rams, one of the biggest games on Sunday in Lipstick City at SoFi.
I cannot wait for this game. I'm expecting a minimum of 90 pass attempts. Come on, you're talking about 45 to 45 plus per quarterback here. The Bucs, Jason Pierre-Paul, the veteran outside linebacker, will not play with hand and shoulder injuries. And remember, Sean Murphy-Bunting, one of those starting corners, is out. He's on injured reserve. That's a problem when you're going against Matthew Stafford, who's been on fire in the first 2 games. Now, the big injury for the Rams, Daryl Henderson, the starting running back, very questionable to play with a rib cartilage issue. He did not practice this week, but they're not rolling him out because, as Sean McVay said on Friday, quote, it's a pain tolerance issue. Strained rib cartilage is not about long-term. It's about short-term pain. If he can't play, it'll be Sony Michel. You remember they got him prior to the season for 2 draft picks from the Patriots. It would be his first start for the Rams, and good football player. But don't forget, the Bucs have the NFL's best run defense. How do you score against the Bucs? You do not run it. You throw it. Both teams are going to come out slinging. I cannot wait for this game on Sunday. Not that the Sunday night game isn't good, the 49ers and Packers, but this is the game that should have been the Sunday night game. The Bucs at the Rams, I absolutely agree with you here. This is a great game on paper. There's some injuries impacting each team. There's no question about it. This is the game of the season here. There's no question about it. I cannot wait to see this game on Sunday.
Well, I mean, the Sunday night game, the Niners have problems in their backfield.
Yep.
We're not sure which team we're supposed to believe in the Packers, week 1 or week 2. What do you think happens at Levi's?
Yeah, and here's the thing with the 49ers, Pharrell. They don't know who the running back is going to be. They're down 4 running backs already. They got 2 guys who've not been available. They just had 2 guys get hurt in the last game, and they're going to have to figure it out when they have their meeting. We have a personnel meeting tonight. They're going to have to figure out how they're going to distribute the carries. They signed a kid off another team's practice squad, Jacques Patrick. They could go with Trey Sermon if he gets cleared from his concussion. Sermon got hurt against the Eagles after his one carry for 8 yards, so they're in trouble there. And remember, Aaron Rodgers got embarrassed week 1. I told you they'd smoke the Lions. The Lions played well for half, but they wound up covering, as you would say, and they rolled the second half. The one way you beat the Niners is you don't run it. You throw it. You go at Josh Norman. The Eagles tried it. They tried 7 shot plays. They got him 1 time for 91 yards, but the Packers have a better receiver core. The Packers will win that game Sunday night in the Bay Area.
Wow. How about that? Now let's talk about Philly and Dallas on Monday night at Jerry's World.
Yeah, all sorts of injuries. Let's start with the visiting team, the Eagles. Unfortunately, this late injury, Jordan Mailata, who just signed that 4-year, $64 million extension 2 weeks ago, I'm told he sprained his MCL on Thursday's practice. He's very questionable for this game. If he can't play, it's the guy's job who he took. Andre Dillard, their first-round pick in 2019, he'll get the start. They're ready down Brandon Brooks, their start guard. He's out with a pectoral strain. He's on injured reserve. Probably a 6 to 8 week injury. Brandon Graham, their veteran DN, will go in their Hall of Fame, the Eagles Hall of Fame someday. He tore his Achilles in the last game. He's out for the season. I'm leaning towards the Cowboys. I'll make that pick when we talk next week. But that, to me, I think that's a tight game. And that division, once again, the NFC East is wide open, but the Eagles have all sorts of injuries. They didn't have them leading into week 2, but coming out of week 2, they have brutal injury situations. It's going to be hard for a new coaching staff. And then with the Cowboys, the good news, there's actually 2 good notes here. Randy Gregory, one of the starting DNs, he's off the reserve COVID list. They expect him to play. Remember, Tank Lawrence, their other DN, is on injured reserve, so he's out for a while. Then the other good news in here is a little bit unexpected. Mari Cooper with his bruised ribs. He took all of his reps today. As long as he's not sore after today, and he practices tomorrow, he will be in the lineup Monday night at home against the Eagles. And they weren't sure about that earlier this week. That is great news for the Cowboys at the Star at AT&T Stadium. So that's big news. And that's also a game where I think the Cowboys should win, but we're learning a little bit more about this Eagles team under Nick Sirianni. Very Jekyll and Hyde. Looked incredible week 1. Not so good and underachieved, only with 11 points on offense in week 2.
There's some teams that have to show up on Sunday or their season's over. One of those would be Minnesota at home against Seattle. They're 0-2.
Yeah, and here's the problem with this. It's really interesting. Talking to the Vikings leading up to the season, they thought their defense would be much improved because they're better at cornerback. Well, the pass rushes have been there. They're going to get, hopefully, Anthony Barr back this week, their strong side linebacker. They need him for coverage. They need him to rush the passer. But they're not getting to the passer well enough. You saw Kyler Murray destroy them last week. Kirk Cousins has played well, but here's the problem. Dalvin Cook has not practiced this week. When I say he hasn't practiced, he just did very light work today. They're calling him a game day decision. Alexander Madison would be the guy who would fill in. That's a problem. If they don't have Dalvin Cook, I cannot see it. In fact, I'm going to pick Seattle. I know the Vikings will be desperate. Seattle could win on the road. They are playing really, really well. And remember, Seattle's offense rolled on Sunday, but they blew that huge lead. I expect them to bounce back on Sunday and win on the road at the Vikings.
How about Robert Salah? The Jets are 0-2. Zach Wilson looked terrible. Now they're playing in Denver, getting a boatload of points.
Denver is playing really, really well. Bradley Chubb, one of their outside linebackers, pass rush, re-injured his ankle. He's out for a while. But they're playing well. Teddy Bridgewater, talk about a guy who's very under the radar, Pharrell, and playing great football, distributing. They're still really good at wide receiver. Javonte Williams, this is his breakout game this week. If you play fantasy, he's going to have a huge game at home against the Jets. The problem for the Jets is this. Offensive line isn't great. They can't run the ball. Tevin Coleman's not playing this week. He's been more or less the default starter running back. He's out with a non-COVID illness. Their offense is pitiful. They try hard on defense. They're not good enough. There's no way they're winning at Denver. Look, Denver, like Carolina, they played a cream puff schedule Here's another one. They're winning, and I'll tell you what, they're hanging in there. They're clearly going to be in for the wild card because when you play defense like they're playing and you don't turn it over, Drew Lock turned the ball over too much. He's got the big arm, but Teddy Bridgewater is a better distributor and gets rid of the football.
I got 45 seconds. Does Washington give Buffalo a game in the B-Low?
No. This worries me. Buffalo's defense now has a pass rush. That's been the issue in previous seasons. This is not a good game for Washington. I'd be shocked if they pull the upset. I don't expect it. Buffalo win by 7 to 10 points in this game.
All right, Adam, tell all your girlfriends in Philly to hide because I'm coming to town next Sunday to see Mahomes beat your Eagles. You're going to need to hide all those girlfriends of yours because Pharrell's coming, and you know what happens when I get to town. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. We'll see you on Monday night, and we'll talk more about the Eagles and Cowboys.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Are you 60 plus and love to travel? Introducing the Senior Travel Discount Network, brought to you by Low Cost Airlines. Call us anytime, day or night, and save up to 75% on your airline and hotel reservations. We can help you save a ton of money to fly almost anywhere. We have inside discounts on over 500 airlines and 500,000 hotels worldwide. And when you call and mention the discount code 60 plus, we'll give you an extra free night with your qualified air and hotel reservation. Now you can get the best prices on air and hotel reservations with your phone. We make it easy and fast for you to save money and book a trip. Remember, call the Senior Travel Discount Network. Mention the discount code 60 plus for your free hotel night with your qualified reservation. Call now.
800-493-6118. 800-493-6118. 800-493-6118. That's 800-493-6118. Do you need to sell your home? If you sold a home before, you remember how stressful and expensive it was. Sold.com is here to help you sell your home for the most money and with the least amount of stress. There are new ways to sell your home that you've never heard of before. Did you know there are companies who'll offer you cash for your home? Did you know you could trade in your home for a new one? Did you know there are realtors who'll sell your home for a flat fee instead of an expensive commission? It's true. Sold.com services
superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
By that chick ref with .4 left, you hack-ass ref. What a terrible call to put that girl on the line. You suck. Find a new job. You're terrible. That wasn't a foul. You moron. On a playoff game, no less. Let it play in overtime and decide it, you stupid ass. The Conjuring house is up for sale, $1.2 million. That includes the ghosts in the house. I don't want to live there. 11-year-old pistol whips the driver and assists his mom in a carjacking. Way to teach him at a young age, Carver High. Boston high schoolers ride a bus with a stripper pole on their field trip for the day. Everybody got involved. North Carolina sisters say a stranger's body was in their mom's casket at her funeral. They screwed it up at the funeral home. Whoops. Another massive shortage of toilet paper is coming. Gorillas at a Bronx Zoo have a sex show for the guests. People were appalled. Everybody was doing everybody else. A New York City carriage horse suffers an injury after crashing into a car. Janitor gets 6 years for filming students in the bathroom. Freak. Tiger King 2 is coming to Netflix. Chris Cuomo allegedly sexually harassed a chick at ABC. Now he's getting the heat like his brother. And a woman discovers a dog has been blind its entire life, and she never noticed because you're a loser.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
The large makeshift migrant camp under a bridge in Del Rio, Texas is now vacant. That's what Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas said on Friday. This as President Biden is condemning images of Border Patrol agents on horseback aggressively confronting illegal immigrant Haitians in Texas. Republican Senator from Arkansas Tom Cotton reacts to Biden's comments.
Look, the Border Patrol have been given an impossible job by this president who doesn't want to enforce our border. They're brave men and women in law enforcement. There's plenty of places on our southern border where Border Patrol agents need to use horses to cover large amounts of forbidding terrain. And I think it's disgraceful that Joe Biden is blaming these brave men and women in law enforcement for his failures.
President Biden is considering executive actions on police reforms. This is USA Radio News.
Deb's constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating kept giving her grief. She talked to her doctor to get some relief. Turns out Deb had irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, which was a start. Saying yes to Linzess helped her do her part.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by Avian Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Search crews from more than a dozen agencies are back in the wetlands of southwest Florida looking for Brian Laundrie. He's the missing fiancé of homicide victim Gabby Petito. Investigators are searching for Laundrie in the Carlton Reserve, a big prairie and swampy area in Sarasota County. Laundrie went missing after his parents said he went for a hike in the park 10 days ago. Yesterday, an arrest warrant was issued for Laundrie after a federal grand jury indicted him for alleged unauthorized use of a debit card following Petito's death. After cheering the approval of the Pfizer COVID booster shots, President Biden has a message for everyone who has chosen not to get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated. It can save your life. It can save the lives of those around you.
Wall Street ending the week on an up note, the Dow closing up 33 points to close at 34,798. And you're listening to USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Wayne on the Root. If you like my radio show, you're going to love my podcast, War Raw. Each podcast, I present my top 10 most outrageous, salacious, and controversial stories of the week. I break down the best of the best, raw truth stories for conservatives, libertarians, patriots, taxpayers, Trumpers, and deplorables. Anyone who appreciates God, guns, gold, and tax cuts will stand up and cheer for War Raw. Check out this week's War Raw podcast right now. It's available to download at iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever you listen to podcasts. War Raw. War Raw.
President Biden is participating in a bilateral meeting with the Indian Prime Minister. President Biden explains what the two leaders will be talking about in their meeting.
Prime Minister and I are going to be talking today about what more we can do to fight COVID-19, take on the climate challenges that the world faces, and ensure stability in the Indo-Pacific, including with our own Quad partners.
The two are participating in an in-person meeting of the Quad nations on Friday, which includes leaders from Japan and Australia. President Biden adding, due to a strong relationship between the United States and India, the two can tackle challenges together. In the House, GOP leadership is urging the party to vote no on the bipartisan infrastructure bill that will come up for a vote next week. Iowa Congressman Ashley Hinson joins Fox Business to explain the reasons why she's not in favor of the bill.
It's triggering inflation. It's horrible for our economy, and it's not the right time to be spending this much money on policies Americans don't want or need right now.
On Thursday, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced Democrats also reached agreement on a framework to pay for a larger budget package. Iowa Republican Senator Chuck Grassley announcing on Twitter Friday that he will be running for an 8th term in Iowa. Grassley set to face former Democratic Representative Abby Finkenbauer this year's general election. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
Do you need to sell your home? If you've sold a home before, you remember how stressful and expensive it was. Sold.com is here to help you sell your home for the most money and with the least amount of stress. There are new ways to sell your home that you've never heard of before. Did you know there are companies who will offer you cash for your home? Did you know you could trade in your home for a new one? Did you know there are realtors who will sell your home for a flat fee instead of an expensive commission? It's true. Sold.com services are free. So if you're looking to sell, make this free phone call right now and learn how your next home sale can be faster and easier than you ever thought possible. Pick up your cell phone and call right now. 800-449-1759. 800-449-1759. 800-449-1759. Again, that's 800-449-1759.
AgainstTheNumber.com is proud to present the most talked about sports, gambling, and entertainment.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane, they got gas.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDP, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
So excited about doing this show today. I had to go get a haircut just to feel even better looking to go with my attitude. I know that's a stretch, but I did. I went and got a haircut today. We've got a lot on this program for you today that I want to get into with you. Of course, as you approach the weekend, we're absolutely going to talk NFL, college football. Our guests in hour number 2, I'll talk football with my good friend, Russell Baxter, Bax football guru. We'll talk NFL with him. Also in this second hour, we're going to give you a little added spice. We're going to talk UFC with AgainstTheNumber.com's UFC specialist, Luca Fury. He will join us in hour number 1. We are going to take a look at the Ryder Cup and what's going on in Ryder Cup play and, what action might be there for you to make a few dollars on. We will bring in AgainstTheNumber.com golf specialist Simon Holden from across the pond. He will join us in this program as well. Coming up, I've got thoughts on second chances. We'll talk about it as Against the Number and more rolls on the Sports Byline USA Network.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, don't worry. There's a bright side. The experts at BrightSideTaxRelief.com will protect you from having your wages garnished, money deducted from your bank account, and your home or business seized. BrightSideTaxRelief.com will fight the IRS and negotiate to reduce or eliminate the amount you owe. Visit BrightSideTaxRelief.com or call 800-730-4313. That's 800-730-4313. The consultation is free. Go to BrightSideTaxRelief.com now.
Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours. Any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? Going through a divorce? Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. We'll make you a serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition, now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
My grand opening is tomorrow. Can I get custom posters printed today?
It's possible with Staples Connect.
I need to promote my new curbside pickup service.
Also possible. Staples Connect can help your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Now get 20% off signs, banners, or posters when you spend $75 or more. Explore what's new at your local Staples. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-215-6812. 800-215-6812. 800-215-6812. That's 800-215-6812.
If you plan on wagering on any games this season, make sure you visit with a specialist at AgainstTheNumber.com. Let's send it back to Vegas with Nick Bonsanto.
Darnold's going to keep and get it into the end zone for the touchdown. All eyes to McCaffrey. And Sam Darnold takes it in, his second rushing touchdown of the year.
Oh, there you go. Sam Darnold with his legs and the TD, courtesy of the NFL Network last night as the Panthers defeated the Texans 24-9. Jersey Nick had that one right, too, if you'll remember. And, you know, when I thought about Sam Darnold last night, I thought about a guy who was getting a second chance. I mean, it just didn't work for the Jets. But then again, it doesn't work for the Jets for a lot of players. And he was getting his second chance, was Sam Darnold. And then I was thinking about that. And then today, preparing for the show, I saw a couple of stories and got me thinking about second chances in sports. And, you know, I promise we'll get into NFL and college football and stuff in the Ryder Cup with what's going on right now. But indulge me, if you will. I was thinking about second chances with Sam Darnold. It was on my mind. I actually was thinking about that. And then I saw a few different stories today. The first one that I saw that I said, really? The NFL appears, according to insiders, they appear to have informed Josh Gordon, the wide receiver, that he'll be reinstated and could play as early as week 4. Are you kidding me? Now, Gordon was suspended indefinitely in December of 2019, right? He violated the league's policies on substance abuse and performance-enhancing substances. And it wasn't like it was the first time. It wasn't like it was the second time. It was the 6th freaking time that this guy has been suspended for those items. And he's going to get another chance. He's not going to get a second chance. He's getting a 6th chance. But for the all intents and purposes of this discussion, he's getting a second chance again. Again. I mean, he was even conditionally reinstated last year, and then it was rescinded. That was in December, and then it was rescinded in January. He's 30 years old now. Get this, 30. Very young. Very young. I think Tom Brady's 62. But 30 is young. He's been suspended 6 times. 6 times. And he keeps getting an opportunity. Now, I find that I'm just, I talk about Sam Darnold, second chance to restart his career after being a good citizen with the Jets, but it just didn't work out. He's with the Panthers, and he's doing it right, and his second chance is working thus far. They're 3-0. But Josh Gordon, 6-time loser, is coming back and getting another chance. Then, off the field of play and behind the microphone, while I'm going through this second chance thought process that I am in, lo and behold, I'm looking at the broadcasting trades for a moment, and I saw a story that WFAN's Craig Carton in New York, get a load of this, okay? FanDuel is making him the spokesman for the National Responsible Gambling Efforts for major sports betting. They're making him the spokesman. Now, folks, if you don't know anything about Craig Carton, I wish I didn't. He served time in prison for a ticket-selling scam. He was scamming retirees out of their money to feed his gambling habits, served hard time, got out. Boy, he must have really paid his dues to society, and WFAN brought him right back and gave him big money to come back. Okay, second chances. If I were arrested, I wouldn't get a second chance. Let me tell you a story that I won't put names with. But I actually questioned in an email a general manager of a certain broadcast group, questioned him in an email about his approach. And then I was asked to fill in on a talk show, and the general manager said I can't come in the building. Craig Carton stole money from retirees, did hard time. WFAN hires him back, and now FanDuel gives him money to be their spokesman. for national responsible gambling efforts. Second chances. Second chances. That's what I'm talking. Some people deserve them. The first two I mentioned, well, actually, the second two, Sam Darnold with the Panthers, deserved the second chance to get his career together. Josh Gordon, you should never play in the NFL again. 6-time loser. Craig Carton, stealing money from people. Go to jail for it and come out and land in the number one market in America at the top sports station in America, get paid big bucks, and then people like FanDuel say, hey, let's make him look like he's trying to fix himself. We'll give him money, and he'll be the spokesman for responsible gambling. Look, if he didn't do those things, he probably would still be unemployed and behind bars. It was part of getting him out. You're paying him for it. Oh, second chances. Sometimes second chances are deserved. They are. Many times, in my opinion, they are not. Many times, in my opinion, they're just not warranted. I look back, you know I'm an Eagles fan. Michael Vick, in my mind, I mean, a horrendous act with what he did with the dogs. Federal felony charges, dog fighting, killing animals, sentenced to 23 months in prison when he was 27 years old, back in 2007. They let him out, and immediately the Eagles signed him, and eventually he's the starting quarterback. To this day, I want to tell you, I have a magnet sticker on my refrigerator that says neuter Mike Vick. I will tell you, I still have that. I say that as I look at pictures of my fabulous furry family, Paco and Bella. I've had multiple, and to me, I know everybody says he made it right. I wouldn't have given him a second chance. I guess I'm a bad guy. But today, I was thinking second chances. And all of these guys, all right, here's a guy, served time in federal prison, Mike Vick, right? Second chance. WFAN's Craig Carton stole money, served time. Second chances. Josh Gordon, 6-time loser, getting more chances. And then I thought about it in the NFL, and trust me when I tell you, I'm against what he did, but then the double standard that applies to professional sports, I think back to the Ray Rice issue. Ray Rice, actually, believe it or not, had his domestic violence charges dismissed. Didn't go to prison. They were dismissed. Okay? He paid $125 in fines and had anger management training. Yes, we saw it on a video, but guess what? That guy never got a second chance at all. So what's the double standard with second chances? I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. And I'm not saying Ray should have got his shot. I don't think Gordon should get a shot. I don't think Craig Carton should have gotten a shot. I don't think Mike Vick should have got a shot. I guess I'm just a mean old dude. You can have a second chance from too many speeds. Not prison time. Hey, coming up, we're going to talk Ryder Cup. Gets the number and more rolls on the Sports Byline USA Network.
You watch the news. Be prepared to pay more taxes. Then if you owe back taxes or haven't filed in a few years, get ready. The IRS, the largest collection agency in the world, will be coming after you with the power to collect taxes by any means they want to. Hey, they can freeze your bank account, your passport, they even padlock your business. Oh, good times. Look, if the IRS claims you owe them $5,000 or more in back taxes and they're coming after you, don't panic. Call my friends at Get a Tax Lawyer first. Their job is to negotiate with the IRS and save you money. They're experts at it. That's all they do. And you can trust them. In some cases, they have reduced a $50,000 tax bill to less than $1,000. If you owe the IRS $5,000 or more in back taxes, call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-732-9635. 800-732-9635. 800-732-9635. That's 800-732-9635.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDP, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Despondency, a day of shame for European golf, but we shall smile through it.
I love that. You know, hey, let's be honest with this, Simon. Okay, take your European glasses off for just a second. I'll take my U.S. glasses off. This was going to be, at the start of this, a tall order for the European team. I mean, the Americans did have, if I'm not wrong, 6 of the top 10 players in the world are on the squad.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest, Nick. I thought and wagered accordingly that the American team were a massive favourite to win this, but I didn't bargain in. I mean, you know, if this was dubbed the war on the shore, I mean, Europe have barely raised an argument. Never mind that, you know, it has been, if it was a boxing match, you know, Harrington would have been led away, wouldn't he, by now? They've been outthought, outplayed, outsmarted. And, the USA has pressed on its advantage in every perceivable way. It's been a tough watch.
Yeah, and, you know, Simon, I have just the online because, of course, I'm getting ready for the show. I don't have it. I'm betting it's on in your background. Last check, I had, 5-1 U.S. here with just one match left in the afternoon. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, we've got 2 matches still out, so there's a potential for 2 more American points. It's looking like possibly 1 each, which would be 6-2. Now, 1975 is the last time that this finished 6-2 after day 1, and it's fair to say, without spoiling the result, Europe didn't win that time. So it's a whole range of mountains to climb, Nick.
Talking with Simon Holden of AgainstTheNumber.com, talking Ryder Cup, of course. All right, let's just forget it. Your team can't win, okay? You have no dog in the hunt anymore. Let's just say that. But you can win some money on this thing. And there's still golf to be played tomorrow. What are you looking at that you like to maybe win a few shekels on?
Well, if you missed the wedding of the USA before the start of this, then there's no point attending the funeral, as they say. So they're now at minus 1,000. You've got to let that go, I think. You've missed the wedding. But what you can do, I'm looking at these correct score markets now, Nick, in a way that I wouldn't have seen 24 hours ago. And I'm starting to look at things like record scores we've never seen. USA 20 points to Europe 8, plus 500. Now, that's still a big price, but that bet was 10 times that yesterday. And I'm starting to look at this European team and wondering where the points are from. I mean, we had the Spanish Armada first out of Rahm and Garcia. And if it wasn't for them, I mean, this would be just a complete whitewash. But the problem you've got, everybody's talking about John Rahm being the world number 1. The guy can only play 1 game at a time, and he's likely to get fatigued if he plays 2 tomorrow. So it's very difficult to go 100% in these events. I mean, we look at the great players of all time. They never went 100% in Ryder Cups. So we can't pin too much on the old Spanish Armada. So really, I'm struggling to see who's going to come through. And, of course, it could well be that tomorrow the momentum, the lack of European fans, this could steamroll into something quite embarrassing. So I'm starting to look for small stakes to wager these big scores, these big American victories, before really the sports books have caught up with the fact that this might go crazy tomorrow. So I would say the way to play this now is to bet America big.
Yeah, you think that's the only way to do it?
Well, we don't know the games tomorrow. They've not been released yet, so it's difficult to look at picks. But I would say, from where we are now, the way to play this is these correct score markets. Now, when the teams come out, it's going to be difficult to see. Harrington's got to go for broke tomorrow morning. He has to put his best 8 players out. He has to try and arrest this slide. So he has to go really all in with his top 8 and try and win tomorrow morning at the very worst 3-1. If he can, then it's not so much game on. It's still damage limitation, but we could make this less of a beating. If he does that and puts his top players out tomorrow and gets beat, loses 3-1 or even 4-0, then I really do start to think we're looking into record territory here, Nick.
Yeah. Hey, we're talking with Simon Holden of AgainstTheNumber.com here. He's overseas. Follow him on Twitter at Lord Oakwell. Are you a Lord?
Well, I don't like to. No, not really. Not a real one. Yeah. But I'll accept any title going.
Okay. I thought I was going to see. I thought I was going to see you on the next episode of The Crown.
Well, you may do as an extra, but no, I'm not a real lord. But anybody who wants to come and join me on Twitter and tell me where I'm wrong about this golf, or tell me where I'm right, please do. Join in the debate. so pleased to be with you, Nick, and to be joining against the number. What a week to start. But, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be one hell of a ride.
You're not kidding. Hey, let me ask you this, Simon, because, for some of us, golf in America, I'm not saying it's not big, but I venture to say from what I tell it, this means a lot to Europe, does it not? The Ryder Cup is really something they really look forward to. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. I think this is the biggest thing in European golf. I think it's bigger than the Masters, bigger than the other majors. You look at a guy like Ian Poulter, who's really put his career around being a success in the Ryder Cup, which is going to make this even more painful for him. We've got players like Paul Casey, Lee Westwood. They've never won major championships, but they've had success in this. And I think that, obviously, the fact that and beat the American team so well in Paris 3 years ago, that's probably been something that the guys have been dining out on. And everybody likes success. So I do think that the Ryder Cup, particularly in the last 15, 20 years, has become almost too big, where the guys should be concentrating more on their individual careers. But there's definitely a bigger slice of the pie in Europe. But, of course, the American team have the President's Cup as well on the Ryder Cup off year. So every year you have a team competition, whereas we can't. We have this every 2 years. So it's a much bigger deal when it comes around.
Okay. Talk with Simon Holden of AgainstTheNumber.com. And Simon, folks, I also know that when it comes to your specialties and handicapping, you also handle a lot of soccer. And
yeah.
I haven't gotten into much on the soccer front. I'll be honest with you. What do you call it? Football there, or is it soccer?
Well, yeah, I'm going to say soccer for the purposes of Against the Number, so there's no confusion. But of course, we are the genuine home of football. I know you have a different view of the word football, but yeah, we'll go with soccer. But yeah, Premier League, Championship, some of the European leagues, I am active in them all. Looking forward to sharing some picks.
Yes, we will do that. And folks can go to Against the Number. They can go to AgainstTheNumber.com, and you are there now as one of the specialists, and they can purchase your picks on AgainstTheNumber.com.
They can, and it's important to say, Nick, that I developed my own golf rating system, which the picks and everything will come from, and I will be active on both tours, so the PGA Tour in America and the European Tour, the two major tours. Wherever there's a tournament on either of those two big tours, we will be playing and looking for big, big wins.
Well, that's good. And folks, why don't you go to AgainstTheNumber.com, check out all of their specialists there. And this gentleman who I have to tell you, Simon, Simon Holden is there. Follow him on Twitter at Lord Oakwell. I've enjoyed this conversation. I appreciate you working with us, getting the connection from across the pond, if you will. And we will get better at this as we go. And I'm looking forward to chatting with you more because I'm going to need help when it comes to soccer. I need your help there.
Well, I am here to help, and I enjoyed it, Nick. And let me just say, never mind recall for the governor of California. I want to recall the entire European team. End it now.
Hey, thank you, Simon. Have a great day. I've got to run. Be well, my friend. Thank you. And check out all the specialists. Thanks, you got to check out all the specialists at AgainstTheNumber.com. We're on the Sports Byline, USA.
It's O-Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts, where you can earn double, triple, even up to 5 times O-Rewards points on select purchases. Get bonus points on more than 200 items throughout the store, like wiper blades, fuel system cleaners, motor oil, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Of course.
According to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/find. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I, live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/find. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/find. That's ZipRecruiter.com/find.
Hey, listen up. Before the weather changes, get new windows in your home and save possibly hundreds on your energy bill. Call the Window Replacement Hotline right now and take advantage of their special savings event. Get your leaky, drafty windows replaced with energy-efficient, beautiful, virtually maintenance-free windows at this year's rock-bottom prices. Our prices are so low, we don't want to scare the competition. The only way to hear about our window savings is to call. Yes, you must call our special toll-free number for the best window replacement prices in town. Get your new windows, patio doors, and more from the Window Replacement Hotline. Get ready for the change in weather. Save on your energy bills. Call right now for tremendous prices on new windows and beautify your home. Call the Window Replacement Hotline now. 800-685-2080. 800-685-2080. 800-685-2080. That's 800-685-2080.
It's baseball season, and you're ready to go all out. So you ordered the essentials to make game day a success, like a jersey, a power recliner, and a bigger screen. And you used your Bank of America customized cash rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping.
Please stand by for a special presentation of Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Wake up! Mahoning Valley, it's time for high school football on Western Reserve Radio. Now to the stadium for the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week.
From the McDonald's Sports Complex here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240, it is the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week. Mark Means, the coach, Bob Gessler, Michael Rickard, and Coach, our first chance to see this beautiful new complex here in McDonald.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they did an outstanding job. It is beautiful over here. They stuck it in the middle of a field and cleaned it all up, and it looks beautiful. On the far end, it looks like they're going to probably put a baseball stadium in. So, and they haven't striped the track yet, but absolutely beautiful. Nice job.
All of the fans will be in the stands below us. We've got a lot of the Springfield family down below us. They haven't quite finished the visiting stands just yet, and we are going under the coin toss where McDonald has won the toss. They deferred. Did they not, Coach?
No, that's Springfield won the toss, and they deferred.
Okay.
That's okay.
So getting ready for tonight's matchup, Springfield comes in at 4-1. The McDonald Blue Devils are 2-3. Interesting note about this rivalry between these two opponents. McDonald has won 3 of the last 5, but Springfield has won the last 2.
Yeah, well, when you go to the state championship 2 years in a row, you know you got a good football team. And, again, not taking anything because we haven't seen McDonald. They only have 2 wins on the year. They got their work cut out for them because I'll tell you what, Springfield come out and will smack you in the mouth real quick as we saw it last week against Mineral Ridge with the very first play with a 65-yard bomb. So McDonald's really got to get on the ball quick. They get the ball. They got to go down and score because if not, it could be a long, long day for them.
We're going to take our first time out of the Sandrock Concrete Game of the Week. When we come back, we will dive a little deeper into both of these two teams right here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. We are back in 1 minute.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Mill Creek Golf Course is the Valley's leader for golfing fun with a practice range, short game area, and hole 55 bar and grill all on site. Mill Creek Golf Course features a friendly PGA professional staff available for instruction, along with 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross. Don't forget family fun night golf on Fridays and Saturdays for just $25. For details and tee times, call 330-740-7112 or go online to millcreekmetroparks.org.
Back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio.
Pre-game show continues here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Coach, the Springfield Tigers 4-1 on the year under veteran head coach Sean Guerrero, averaging 38.2 points per game offensively, giving up 16.4 points per game defensively, and they put up some big numbers the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and the good thing about those numbers is it could have been a lot more. And Coach Guerrero, he pulled the Wolves off many a times, and that's a class act is what I see, because he saw that he couldn't get these guys weren't coming back in teams, and they were fighting their rear ends off. But in the good side of that, when he graduates this class, the next set of kids are going to come up, and they will do well. We said that about Gardner last year, how he progressed and how he now is the number one receivers.
Last week, as you mentioned, it was a 55-7 win for Springfield over Mineral Ridge. A typical day at the office for Bo Brungard. 217 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 96 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, he's the real deal. Like the kid, again, we've talked about it. Great family, and they're all sitting in front of us. So you're going to hear some noise out of the Brungard family.
They warned us. We were setting up the equipment. They're like, are you ready for what's coming?
Yeah, we don't have to have a crowd, Mike, because they're going to do just well for us. And his older brother is up with you guys and does a great job and starting as a freshman.
Been starting since day one as a freshman, has Brady Brungard for Grove City. And when you look at this team, it's one of those where, I mean, as a guy that's been on the sidelines for a long time, when you're a 2-time state qualifier, it doesn't matter if you bring home the ring. When you're a 2-time state qualifier, everybody circles you on their schedule.
Well, I've been there many a times with football teams that I was a part of. You got that bullseye on you all the time, because that's what they want to do. They want to knock the king off. And that's exactly what happens week after week with these guys. So that's why Springfield has got to be prepared week after week, because the biggest thing, like a team like a McDonald, they knock the big boy off. Maybe it doesn't matter what they do with the rest of the year, because they knocked number one out.
You look at McDonald under Coach Williams. They come in 2-3. They've won 2 straight under veteran coach Dan Williams, who's been with the Blue Devils a long time, averaging 24.4 points per game offensively, giving up 32.8 points per game defensively. They had a tough start to the schedule. They've won their last 2 against Mineral Ridge and Sebring, and they're a team that really likes to run the football. And at 2-3, with 16 teams qualifying, opportunity's still in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, with the way they opened it up, the only issue that I have in this is you're going to have a 1 play 16, and I got a problem with that. I as a coach, I don't know if I would do that with my players. I know last year they asked if they wanted to opt out.
Right.
Because, again, you have to understand, people, that's what your goal is, to make the playoffs. But you also, the way they have it set up, you don't want to get your kids annihilated, and then next year you're going to try to build on something.
You know, I always hear Coach Day with Ohio State say, our goal is to win the Big Ten. And I say, garbage. Their goal is to win the national title. To win the national title, they have to win the Big Ten. So it makes me wonder about high school. Is your goal, I mean, maybe it would have been, say, early 90s when only 4 or 8 teams were making the playoffs. But now at 16, you can have 2 goals, realistic goals.
Yeah, you try to win your league, and then on top of that, you want to try to get and win the obviously win the state championship. So it's again, it's a two-edged sword, as we may say. So, but I've always looked at one game at a time. Get it done what you have to do, then you prepare for the playoffs, if so be it.
Going to take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get you the Cleveland Cobras starting lineups for both of these two teams. The first ever game from the beautiful, brand new McDonald's Sports Complex is coming up in 2 minutes here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRGP, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football here on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete in the Gridiron Developmental Football League against top teams from across the nation in pursuit of a GDFL championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, go to clevelandcobrasfootball.com or contact Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442.
Back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio.
We are back at the McDonald's Sports Complex. It's time for tonight's Cleveland Cobras football starting lineups. Cleveland Cobras minor league football is building for the 2022 season. Interested players or former players can call Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442 for more information, or go to Cleveland Cobras Football on Facebook. Up first is the Blue Devil offense, led by quarterback Logan Hawk. His running back is Nate Gilligan. The slot backs are Zach Schobel and Mike Wolenchak. The wide receivers are Antonio DeVanzo and Nolan Angler. The big boys up front, Kyle Crown, Ty Angler, Andy Cornelius, Char McGuice, and the center is Logan Presco. Now, defensively for Springfield, the defensive line is A.J. Stallsmith, Zeke Warzencraft, Vinny Woods, Marshall Yelkin. Your linebackers, Bo Snyder, Aaron Groner, Jake Joyce, and Shandell Gardner. The defensive backs, along with Bo Brunkard, Nick Slyke, and Joseph Sandeen. Defensively for McDonald, they will line it up this way. Across the front, it'll be Kyle Crown, Chris Manise, Anthony Cornelius, and Logan Presco. Your linebackers are Danny Gray, Antonio DiAvanzo, and Nate Gilligan. The corners are Mike Wolenchak and Nolan Angler. Zach Schobel and Logan Hawk are the safeties.
After 69 years of football,
and for the Springfield Tigers offensively, led by YSU verbal commit Bo Brungard. The running back is Bo Snyder. Wide receivers Nick Slyke, Jake Joyce, Shendell Gardner. The tight end is Marshall Yelkin. And the big boys up front, Jake Newell, AJ Stallsmith, Lucas DeTillo, Aaron Groner, and Zeke Warzencraft. And Springfield definitely keyed by those big guys up front.
Oh, they do a great job. I'll tell you what, these guys will push you all over the place. Now, if McDonald, what they got to do is dig in, and they got to beat their blocks, get their hands extended, and stay low, because these guys will shove you around. They started out a little slow in a couple of games, but they have melded together. They're all one, and I think you're going to see a good game today.
And we were talking as we were getting set for the game, you, me, and Michael, and I said, it's kind of reminiscent for me because the first high school football game I was ever part of, I was the color analyst for Newton Falls and McDonald over at A.A. Berkey, and that was roughly 25 or so years ago. So it's kind of cool to be here at the first game at the new facility.
Yeah, between Struthers and between Mineral Ridge, and I was on their old field as a coach on the other side, and they always had a great program. And I can tell you this, as our teams never beat McDonald, they was always strong, and they came out to play, so I'll give them that.
McDonald in the dark blue pants and jerseys with the gold numbers trimmed in white with the maroon helmets. And the Springfield Tigers, black pants, white jerseys, black numbers trimmed in white with the black matte helmet and the Springfield Tiger on the side. As they will introduce all of the players and coaching staffs, a World Series starting lineup, if you will, for the first game here at the McDonald Sports Complex. And had a chance to kind of walk around, check things out. Still a little bit of things that are a work in progress, but they are at this point in their schedule where they only had 2 opportunities left to play a home game in this new facility. They were either doing it tonight or against Western Reserve next week because their final 3 games are on the road.
Yeah, they've done a good job getting what they can get done. The visitor side, I see that they haven't put rails on the top of the stands. There's still some benches. But overall, they did an outstanding job. I'm sure eventually they'll do the parking lots and stuff. But I will tell you what, this complex they did a great job. And they've had some trouble with some problems on the field and with different things. But they've looked out. They've worked it out. It looks like a beautiful facility, and this ought to be interesting.
Now they've got the track all the way around the field. Beautiful turf facility. We're right off the street where the scoreboard is. And we are going to take our final 2-minute timeout. We will come back and kick this thing off on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Mill Creek Golf Course is the Valley's leader for golfing fun with a practice range, short game area, and hole 55 bar and grill all on site. Mill Creek Golf Course features a friendly PGA professional staff available for instruction, along with 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross. Don't forget family fun night golf on Fridays and Saturdays for just $25. For details and tee times, call 330-740-7112 or go online to millcreekmetroparks.org.
Sandrock Concrete specializes in all types of concrete, driveways, sidewalks, basements, and garages. We also do stamp-colored concrete in many different designs. We do interior and exterior stud work, regular brick and block work. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured. Call Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013 for an estimate. Also find them on Facebook at Sandrock Concrete LLC. Sandrock Concrete, where you deal with the owner all the time.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDP, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio.
And we welcome you back to the McDonald Sports Complex. Mark Means, the coach Bob Gessler, Michael Rickard. I am pleased to be stepping in for Jim Craven for today as he tends to some of our Youngstown Phantoms broadcasts over on Western Reserve Radio 1. Before we kick this one off, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
You're listening to WRDP, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
You're also listening to Sports Radio 1240, WBBW Youngstown, a Cumulus media station, and we are moments away from the first game on this field, Coach.
Yeah, this is exciting. They're going to kind of, so they say, break ground and do what we got to do.
So we are getting set to get this one underway here tonight on the Sandrock Concrete Game of the Week. For an estimate, call owner Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013.
If I may, Mark, I want to do a little shout-out to a classmate of mine, Bob Garkar. Bob, I went to school with Bob all through the first grade and graduated with him at Cheney High School. He was an outstanding center for Cheney High School, and I think he made All-Ohio. Please, classmates, if you could reach out to Bobby. He's having some health issues, and he needs your support. And if you're listening, Bob, we love you. You're a great guy. Your family's amazing, and we thank you, and we're there for you, buddy. So thank you, Bob Garkar.
Ready to get this one underway tonight. Week 6, Kason Kosick, the freshman, has the football teed up. McDonald will go left to right here to begin tonight's festivities here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Underway, end over end kick fielded at the 10, across the 15, 20, 25 to the 30, and spun down at the 32-yard line on the return. That's Mike Wolenchak, the junior running back, gives McDonald some pretty good field position.
There you go. This is what they got to do. Now, they've got to play control football. They got to mix it around, and they got to keep getting first downs and get down there and score, because you can't let Springfield get ahead of you. Otherwise, you're going to be playing catch up a lot.
Logan Hawk, the quarterback. 2 receivers. Now they'll have 4 receivers in the formation with Nathan Gilligan, the lone running back, in the backfield. Going to turn, give the ball to Gilligan, running off the short side, and he'll drive all the way down near the 40-yard line. Nathan Gilligan going to pick up close to 8 on 1st and 10.
I'll tell you what, the offensive line did a nice job. They sustained their blocks. They got low. They opened the hole to the left side, and the running back was able to find the hole, and he dragged some people. So that was good. Absolutely great run.
Gilligan, 5'11", 185-pound senior. Leads this team in rushing, coming in on the year. Him and the quarterback, Logan Hawk. Trips to the right, single receiver left. Hawk works out of the pistol with Gilligan behind him. Tiger showing blitz. Turn, handoff to Gilligan. Has the first down across the 45. Breaking tackles to midfield, and that's a first down for the Blue Devils.
Wow, that was a great run. I mean, the man's Pistons, we call them legs Pistons. They kept going and going. He pushed a pile, slid some blocks off. Outstanding job. Great run.
Ball just resting on the 50-yard line on this opening drive for the Blue Devils. 10:45 opening quarter, no score. Coach Williams going to send trips to the right, single receiver left. Hawk out of a pistol. Gilligan, the running back, once again. On 1st and 10 from midfield. Going to give it to Gilligan, running off that side, across the 40, 35, still on his feet, 30, 25, 20, 15 to the 10, and pushed out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal for the Blue Devils on a big run from Mike Gilligan.
Wow, I'll tell you what, they are pushing that D-line. They collapsed it to the left. They got to their outside shoulders, collapsed it, turned it up, and they were able to get by. Bo Schneider was running down, but he obviously he slipped. But they got to get moving here. Defense got to pick it up.
40 yards on the run by Nathan Gilligan. 1st and 10 Blue Devils. Trips left. Gilligan to the right side. Gonna keep it is Hawk into the end zone. 10-yard touchdown run for Logan Hawk. And just like that, Coach, the Blue Devils go right down the field and take a 6-0 lead.
Wow, I'll tell you what. I will tell you, I was not expecting that. I was going to expect a little grind, but they took it to Springfield. They found the right side. They were able to run to the right side of that, collapse it down. That's an outstanding job by that offensive line. Good job by the running backs finding the hole.
Ty Algier on for the extra point. Logan Hawk, the quarterback, will hold. Snap down, extra point all the way, and good. 9:56 to play, opening quarter. McDonald 7, Springfield 0. We're back in 30 seconds on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio.
An impressive drive by the Blue Devils at their first game at their new facility, and they take an early 7-0 lead. Big run on that was the Nathan Gilligan 40-yard run. Kick is going to be fielded by one of the Tiger up men, and they'll have the ball at the 34-yard line. Is coming up with that football. That's Vincent Woods, number 44, who was able to cover it up.
Yeah, they kind of, it was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of a squib, and then he got down on it and bounced off his shoulder pads, and then he was able to run it down and fall on it. That would have been disastrous. So let's see what McDonald could do defensively now.
Bo Brungard, the verbal commit to Youngstown State. 697 yards passing, 607 yards rushing. He is going to work from under center with that eye in the backfield. That's a different look. They're going to turn, toss to the tailback, trying to get to the corner. He gets across the 40, and down near the 44-yard line is Bo Snyder.
That was a good job by the O-line. All they did was it was just like they stepped right, zoned right, hooked the end, got their butts to the boundary, and he found the hole on the toss.
Gain of 8, second down and 2 from the 42-yard line. Tigers right to left here in the opening quarter. Brungard again under center, eye into the backfield. Tossing again to Snyder, looking for the first down. Bounces off the first tackle, and he'll get maybe one. It'll bring up third down and short.
Logan Presco absolutely got into the backfield, and he met him in the hole, and he wrestled him, bulldogged him down, threw him down.
So third down and 1 for the Tigers. Just under 9 minutes to play opening quarter, 7-0 McDonald. Tigers and Coach Guerrero running that check with me offense as they look towards the far sidelines. Brungard ready on third and short. Under center, straight handoff, tripped up, falling for the first down. It looks like they'll have it to the 45-yard line. It's Bo Snyder.
And all they did was pull the guard. He wrapped around, went up to the linebacker. If he stays on his feet and cuts outside, that could have been dangerous for McDonald, but somebody got a big paw in there and tripped him up.
1st and 10 Tigers at their own 45-yard line. Vincent Woods, the junior fullback, lowering number 44 in front of the tailback, Bo Snyder. I formation. Brungard to throw. First time, quick out. Receiver unable to make the play on the ball is Jack Joyce. It's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and Joyce usually's got sure hands, so I don't know if he was looking upfield a little quick, but ball was there. Hit him right in the hands. He just didn't squeeze. It was a bullet, and he got it there.
So they'll bring in an extra receiver as Woods goes to the sidelines. And Gardner will check in.
He's your weapon. Me and Jim, we talk about him. He's a great-looking young man.
Twins to the right. Single receiver left side. Brungard now going to work out of a pistol with 2 backs in the backfield. 2nd down and 10 from the 45. Going to give it again to Bo Snyder. Up the middle. Snyder across the 45, 40, 35, and down near the 32-yard line. Big run for Bo Snyder, who's gotten a lot of the work here early.
Yeah, McDonald was not ready for that. McDonald thought that they were going to throw the ball. Backers bailed quick, and the handoff was there. And off and run, a good job by the O-line again, opening that hole up off the left edge.
Trips to the right. Running back, Snyder to the right of Brungard on 1st and 10 from the 34. He'll roll to that right side. Time, going to look downfield, has a man out there and off the hands and incomplete for Gardner. Going to bring up now a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he had him. He just, when he rolled out, he just overthrew him. But he definitely had Shondell. He was there.
7:36 to play, opening quarter. McDonald 7, Springfield 0. First drive for the Tigers here tonight.
Right tackle. Austin First absolutely hooked his guy and just engaged, and there was nobody there along the edge. I'm surprised Mr. Brungard didn't take that himself because there was a lot of carpet in front of him.
Again, they'll go trips to the right. Running back Snyder to the right of Bo Brungard on 2nd and 10. Brungard takes the handoff, gives the ball to Snyder, running up the middle, gets across the 30, down to the 29, make it the 28-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Good smash mouth football. He just took it off the left between left guard and tackle, did a good job, stayed low, got 5 yards. This is 2-down territory for them.
Stay with that same look. Trips to the right. New running back in there is Joey Sandeen now for this series.
You'll see a lot of different looks from this team.
Sandeen moves to the right of Brungard, who has trips to the right side. Going to roll that way. Option the ball to Sandeen across the 30, 25, and out of bounds near the 20-yard line, but that is good enough for a Tiger first down.
Yeah, he won on that quick pitch to the right. He wanted to cut it up, but he just took a little jab step that froze the linebacker that was there, and he was able to get outside with his speed.
So 1st and 10 from the 20. First trip to the red zone for the Tigers here tonight. 1 receiver right, 2 to the left. That's Nick Slyke in the slot to the left. Brungard going to give it to Sandeen running up the middle. He'll get down to the 19. Short carry of just about 1, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, I didn't get let's see if I get the number of that linebacker, I'm flying in there. That was Nate Gilligan that come flying in there. Sorry, people. Just trying to get a number there. He leveled them. Great job, great read.
Under 6 minutes to play, first quarter, Bo Ryan Stadium. Poland takes an early 7-0 lead over the Niles Red Dragons. Our Applewood Swim and Tennis Club scoreboard update. Brungard might be changing the play at the line. Now he'll back into the pistol. They'll move the tight end strong side to the left. Receiver goes in motion left to right. Fake it to him. Brungard's going to run it for the first time up the middle, inside the 15 and down to about the 11-yard line. He'll be just about a yard shy of the first down after a pickup of 8.
Yep, that's what you do. He runs that zone read, and basically what it did was he read it, he let the up back through the hole, and he followed, as we would call that 21 follow.
3rd and 1 from the 11-yard line. Again, single receiver right, 2 to the left. Running back, Bo Snyder's back in there to the left of Bo Brungard. Got to give it to Snyder. Bounce it off tackle. Spins his way inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. It's 1st and goal for the Tigers.
Yeah, nothing fancy. Running right at him. That's what they want to do.
So 1st and goal for the Tigers on their opening possession of a fast-moving first quarter that's now down under 5 minutes to play.
They always look for Jake Joyce on something on this. He's one-on-one.
They had two men in motion there momentarily, but no flag was thrown. Now we've got confusion, and we've got a timeout for Springfield. Timeout on the field, 4:47 to play first quarter. McDonald 7, Springfield 0. We're back in 1 minute on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Sandrock Concrete specializes in all types of concrete, driveways, sidewalks, basements, and garages. We also do stamp-colored concrete in many different designs. We do interior and exterior stud work, regular brick and block work. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured. Call Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013 for an estimate. Also find them on Facebook at Sandrock Concrete LLC. Sandrock Concrete, where you deal with the owner all the time.
The best broadcast crew on the planet was not available, so back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio.
They're going to line it up, snap it to Brungard, running off tackle, steps inside and breaks it into the end zone for the touchdown. And Springfield an extra point away from a tie game here in the opening quarter.
That was a great job. They put Shondell in motion, in jet motion. They read that because they are aware of him. Widened out the linebackers. He kept it up the middle. Beautiful job.
Kason Kosick for the extra point. Line to the left. Snap good. Extra point by the freshman is up and good. And 4:43 to play in the opening quarter. We are tied at 7. And both teams showing they can run the football.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what. And I'm sure the defensive side, Coach Mike Popio is going to make some adjustments real quick on his defense and going to have to try to shut them down. And they'll do what they got to do.
And McDonald gave some interesting looks on that first drive because they would go trips wide and then run to the short. They were always running opposite of those trips.
Well, that's because what's happening with that is when you go trips left and you got single right, what you're doing is just shifting everything over to the trip side. So your strength will have to go to that side, so that's why they run to the weak side, something that we all did as coaches. We set them up with the strong side and then run weak.
12-play, 66-yard drive that took almost 4 minutes off the clock, and impressive start.
Well, for both teams, absolutely, for both teams. So now we have to see if Springfield's going to step it up, their defense, because otherwise this is going to get into a shooting match. And we all know what happens with that. Last team with the ball wins. But I know that there'll be some adjustments.
Mike Initianen cannot take another game like we had last week that was 50-49, Coach.
Well, we have to get the automatic defibrillator up here, defibrillator, and we'll get you going. Don't worry. So, as I tell everybody, I know CPR, Mike. Don't worry, Mark. I do mouth to mouth, so don't worry about it. We'll get you going.
All right, back underway. Kosick's kick fielded at the 10, backs up to the 8. 15 to the 20, breaks a tackle across the 20, still going, and he's going to be thrown back now near the 20-yard line. Springfield says they've got the football as the ball came loose, but they'll say he was down, That was one of those, I'm going to try and give ground to gain ground, but it didn't work.
Yeah, thank God Joe Sandeen was on that side, because he broke some. I didn't get the number who he broke the tackle on, but then Sandeen, who's very fast, ran him down and took him down. So he had a little bit of daylight on the top side.
So Logan Hawk and the Blue Devils, who scored on their opening drive, have the football back left to right. The new LED lights here at the McDonald's Sports Complex starting to take effect, and not as many light standards as you're used to seeing, but with the new LED lights, they're going to do a fantastic job. Man goes in motion, fake it to him. Hawk's going to keep the football, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. You're saying no gain on that play, 2nd down and 10.
Well, I just want to tell you, I don't know how you pick a number on that, because all 4th down linemen met him in the hole. They shoved their guys and collapsed that all up. So that was a good job by the defensive line of Springfield.
2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line. They will give him 1, it looks like, on the play. Twins to each side. Hawk works out of the shotgun. Gilligan is the running back. Man goes in motion. Give it to him on the jet sweep. Trying to turn the corner. Cuts up field and got back to the line of scrimmage. Did a Mike Wolenchak, the 5'9 junior. Didn't have any room to run.
Well, and the reason why he didn't have anywhere to run is because their safety, Brungard, absolutely saw what was going on. He went with the motion, and what he did was he got depth in the backfield, as the safety's supposed to be doing on the strong side. He sealed it up, and then he had to stop, and then the wash came behind him. So that's on Mr. Brungard. That was a great job. He stopped that play himself.
It is now Poland 14, Niles nothing. Bulldogs looking to rebound after back-to-back losses to Hubbard and South Range.
Yeah, and those are 2 good football teams. We already know what those guys have done.
Hawk out of the pistol. Gilligan is the running back. Twins to each side. Fake to Gilligan. Hawk looking to throw. Now he'll run, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 19-yard line. No room to run there. A.J. Stallsmith on the tackle to push him out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, he fought his guy off. He stayed home. They tried to hook him. He extended his arms. When they saw the quarterback boot out, it was a straight run because there was nobody covered. Everybody was covered, and he ran it down. That's good speed. Great job.
Ty Alger will punt the ball away for the Blue Devils. Tigers going to have pretty good field position on this possession. Now they're holding up play momentarily, and we're ready to go. Just under 3 minutes to play, opening quarter. Kick is away. Nice high spiraling kick. Going to be caught at the 46, across the 50, 45, 40, 35, cuts back, 30, blockers, 20, 15, 10, flags, touchdown Tigers. On that return, that is Shondell Gardner on the return, but there is a flag at about the 18-yard line.
We talked about this young man. I'm telling you, he is exciting. He was very patient, waiting for his blocks. He came down, tiptoed the sidelines, then cut right, and did an outstanding job, waited for his block, and basically walked in from about the 15-yard line. But I'm going to set personal foul on Springfield. That's 15.
So that penalty backs them up 15 for the block in the back, but they will have good field position nonetheless. Coach, back on the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club scoreboard update. Under 2 minutes to play, first quarter, Hubbard 7, Jefferson nothing. TC Caffey in the end zone again from 4 yards out.
Not surprising. We know what he can do. He's probably one of the best running backs in the area.
And that's a much improved Jefferson team who comes in 3-2.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. They're building a program. Great facility up there. I've been up there. Beautiful place. They've done it right.
Jefferson was scheduled to play Niles last week. Niles unable to play, so they played Sharpsville. The co-op team of Sharpsville over in Western Pennsylvania lost by a touchdown. Brungard going to hand it, bouncing to the outside is Bo Snyder, and Snyder will have 9 yards off the right side on first down at 2nd and 1.
What they did was they pulled the backside guard and tackle. They blocked down backside guard. Everybody read that the play was going to the offense's left, and he handed off, and they went right, and the whole defense had washed down. So that's a good job. I like that play.
So it is going to be second down, long one. 2 minutes coming up on the clock here in the opening quarter. Springfield and McDonald tied at 7. Brungard to throw. Time, end zone, contact. Here comes the flag. And they're going to get one of the Blue Devil defenders for pulling that jersey.
Actually, what it's going to be, Mark, what I saw is it's going to be holding on the offense.
Pass interference on the offense.
Correct.
Wow. You don't see that called every day.
No, but he did. He saw that he went inside, the ball was going left, and he absolutely grabbed him by the jersey. I saw that one.
So this will back the football up, and they will spot the football at the McDonald 43-yard line with 2:01 to play here in the opening quarter. Next week here on Western Reserve Radio 2, Crestview and LeBray, our featured game of the week. One receiver right, trips left. Brungard with the back next to him in the backfield. On second and 17. Brungard going to give the ball to Bo Snyder, and Snyder going to push the pile across the 40 to the 39-yard line. And with that big offensive line, you got to wait for the whistle to finish calling that play.
Yeah, because they were running. So he got a good 4 or 5 yards on that. Oh, by the way, the official that threw that flag, I used to work with him. That's Jerry Fordham down there. I'll have to talk to him after the game.
I've become used to that. Whether I'm working with you or working with Jim, you all seem to know the officials too.
Well, a lot of these officials came in the league back when I was coming in the league, which was 45 years ago. So
3rd and 12. Brungard to throw. Steps up, goes middle, pass caught to the 20-yard line. That's Jack Joyce, and that is good enough for a Tiger first down, just shy of the 20. If you can't tell, we got the parents right in front of us with the cowbells.
Jake does a good job. Jake is a big kid, and so he went up he threw it where he had it. So 6'2", 187. Good looking kid.
That's a nice target.
You ain't kidding. On a slant, and he threw it high, and he went up and got it.
One receiver right, trips left. Brungard going to give the ball to his tailback, Bo Snyder, inside the 10 to the 5. It's 1st and goal, Tigers at the 5-yard line.
Now we go. Now Springfield got the machine going now. Now they're getting to their blocks. They're getting to the linebackers. They're getting that edge. And Bo Brungard's doing a great job reading it, and he hasn't run much. He keeps giving. Obviously, he sees what they're giving him, and they're taking it.
Go back to the scoreboard here after this play. Brungard checks with the sidelines. Snyder is the tailback. Trips right. Single receiver left side. That's Jake Joyce singled up in press coverage. Snyder going to get the football, and he's going to score from 5 yards out, almost untouched. It's a 13-7 lead for the Tigers with 12 seconds to play in the quarter.
Yeah, they ran. All they did was run Dave left. So when they collapsed out, they kicked out, and the play was on the inside. Patient running, waited for the block to open it up, and then he was untouched going into the end zone. Now the line is starting to click. They're really doing a good job shoving that defensive line for McDonald all over the place.
Kason Kosick, 24 of 29 on extra points on the season. High snap. They get it down, and they get the extra point up and good. And you got to give a lot of credit to Bo Brungard, the holder, to get that football down.
Yeah, he had some issues this year with some balls that are low snap off to the left, off to the right. But being the athlete that he is, he's going to get it there. So that's why they put him there. He's probably the best athlete on the football team.
Despite the penalty, Tigers able to take advantage of good field position and take the lead.
Yeah, to them, that's nothing. Okay, so what? We messed up. We got a couple of penalties. Let's not deter from our offense. We made the adjustments, obviously, and they did a good job. They also made the defense. They adjusted real good on the defense and shut the McDonald down on that last drive as well.
It is now Hubbard 14, Jefferson nothing. First quarter. Cappy scores this time from 35 yards out for the 14-point lead.
Do we have a number on his yards yet?
I haven't got the yards, but I will, thanks to the Aaron Wright and the stats crew from Hubbard. They keep me updated.
That's a good thing. That young man's going to go places. I want to see him in our area. I'd like to see him go to a Cincinnati or somebody that's close so we can watch this young man play because he's a great talent.
End of the first quarter, Poland 14, Niles 0. Eastwood Mall Field, Bull Ryan Stadium, or as I like to say, across the street. Kosick to kick. High and over and going to be fielded at the 10, across the 15 to the 20, and then pushed back at the 21-yard line. And we'll have time for one more snap of the football here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, it was a good job by the special teams. Coach's son, Mr. Guerrero, made that tackle on that play. So Coach's son getting out on special teams did a great job. There's a few other ones that were in there. So that's a good job. Good job by him.
First and 10 from the 21-yard line for the Blue Devils. 14-7 Springfield with the lead. 5.1 seconds to go here in the opening quarter.
Well, let's see what they want to do.
Trips right, single receiver to the left. Hawk is the quarterback, Gilligan the tailback. Going to toss it to Gilligan this time, running off the short side. They'll have a short gain of about 1, maybe 2. It's second down and 8. And we've come to the end of the opening quarter. After 1, it is Springfield 14, McDonald 7 on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. We're back in 1 minute.
Sandrock Concrete specializes in all types of concrete, driveways, sidewalks, basements, and garages. We also do stamp-colored concrete in many different designs. We do interior and exterior stud work, regular brick and block work. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured. Call Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013 for an estimate. Also find them on Facebook at Sandrock Concrete LLC. Sandrock Concrete, where you deal with the owner all the time.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio.
Time for quarter number 2 here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Mark Means, the coach Bob Gessler, Michael Rickard. It is going to be 2nd and 8 for the Blue Devils from their own 23-yard line. Hawk going to fake the handoff. He's going to keep it running out to the wide side, and he's going to get down to about the 26-yard line and bring up 3rd down and 5. And after consecutive scoring trips, Coach, this becomes a big possession for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something. Open it up, do whatever. He got a little bit of yardage there. He faked that inside. They collapsed on that, but unfortunately to him, the outside linebacker and safety came up and just ate that up. So, in my opinion, they've got to open it up a little bit, throw some safe balls. They got to back these linebackers and safeties up because Brungard's playing where a linebacker's playing. He's reading and he's coming.
They are really loading the box up, trying to force McDonald to throw the football. Hawk on 3rd down and 7. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it. He'll have nowhere to run, and he'll be dropped back at about the 23-yard line. Loss of 2 brings up 4th and long.
Oh, they sent 2 linebackers in. They shot gaps, and he had nowhere to go. That's just a great job by the Springfield defense. Again, I figure Coach Pope and those guys were going to make their adjustments as they did.
Second quarter, Western Reserve 8, Mineral Ridge nothing. 4th and 8. Good kick is away. They're going to kick away from the returner who lets the ball bounce out of bounds. And We'll have to see where they're going to mark this football at the 44-yard line. So that is where Springfield takes over with another short field to work with.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't put yourself in a hole like this because, again, Springfield is too strong. We've seen it all year round. You give them a short field like that, unfortunately, you can pay for it. I'm expecting to see something we have not seen a long pass yet out of Springfield, and that's what I'm expecting. So the defensive backs of McDonald better be aware.
It's been a couple of years since I've had a chance to call, Coach Guerrero and Coach Brungard in a game, but we'll get to it after this play because it's one of my favorite things about covering the Tigers. Receivers right and left, offset wing to the right side. Brungard under center on 1st and 10. Man in the backfield goes in motion. They'll give it to the big fullback across the 50 and dives down near the 45-yard line. And on that carry, that is number 45, Aaron Groner, 5'8", 198 with the run by 45, Aaron Groner.
All that play is it's called, we called it back in the day, it was counter 22. Fullback takes a step to the left.
You're going to love seeing the fullback getting a touch.
Fullbacks and tight ends were always my thing, especially out of the eye. But he fakes the toss to the left. Fullback takes a jab step, comes underneath.
1st and 10 at the Blue Devil 45-yard line. Wingman again goes in motion. Brungard rolls to the right. Going to fire downfield. Pass caught at the 40. Breaks a tackle. Spins out of another tackle and has a few teammates push him forward all the way down to the 33-yard line. That's Jake Joyce on the reception for the first down.
We talked about Jake Joyce, his size and his strength. He was dragging two of the McDonald players, and then the rest of the team jumped on. But, he stepped back, threw somebody around, spun, got another couple yards, then he dove on his back.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Single receivers right and left. Groner is the wingback, lined up to the right side of the formation. Brungard in the pistol. Sends Groner in motion. High snap, give it to Snyder. Running wide side to the left, across the 20. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Tigers. Bo Snyder from 39 yards out. The lead is 21-7.
What they do is they do a lot of misdirection. Everything is misdirection, so it looked like it was going right. Brungard stepped right, sealed the linebackers, froze them a little bit. They went left, and Bo Snyder off and running.
So Kason Kosick lines up to attempt the extra point. Bo Brungard will hold. Snap, good. Brungard gets it down. The extra point inside the left upright and good. 9:04 to play, first half. Springfield 21, McDonald 7. We're back in 30 seconds on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football here on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete in the Gridiron Developmental Football League against top teams from across the nation in pursuit of a GDFL championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, go to clevelandcobrasfootball.com or contact Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442.
Back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio.
Back to the McDonald Sports Complex. It is Springfield 21, McDonald 7 here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. And, Coach Tim and I were talking about this last week. The evolution of offenses and the plays that are called at the high school level have just exploded in how difficult they are now.
Well, not only are they doing it at the high school level, now they're doing stuff at the college, and now even pros are picking up a lot more zone read and inside-outside zone.
Kick is away. Going to be fielded on the run across the 15, outside 20 to the 25-yard line before being pushed back there for the special teams tackle, Vincent Woods, number 44. Give him credit for the stop.
Yeah, he did a good job. He got down there, fought through the two guys, and was there making the tackle. Now, McDonald has got to get a drive going. They cannot stall on this. You cannot give the ball back with 8:59 back into this team's hand because you haven't stopped them yet. McDonald has got to go down and score. They have got to do it meticulously, mix it up a little bit.
1st and 10, Blue Devils from their 25-yard line. Hawk works out of the pistol. Gilligan is the tailback. He'll get it on the handoff, running up the middle. 2 hands on the football. Down to the 26-yard line. Gains 1. It's 2nd down and 9.
Tackle and linebacker there, right there. I didn't get the tackle down. We're getting some new numbers getting in there a little bit too. So.
Youngstown Phantoms over on Western Reserve Radio come up short. Their second game of the showcase in Cranberry, falling to the Waterloo Blackhawks by a final score of 2-0. 2nd down and 9 for the Blue Devils. Hawk trips to the right. Going to turn, give it on a little bit of a counter handoff. And not much running room there. Maybe a gain of 1. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. And when you force an offense that doesn't want to throw the football into these 3rd and longs, you put them in a tough spot.
Yeah, they're going to have to. And again, they're putting 11 in the box. Well, at least 10 in the box. But Brungard is playing high safety, and he's there. As a matter of fact, now they've taken him out. See a lot of different numbers in here.
So 3rd down and 6 for the Blue Devils. Hawk has 4 receivers in the formation. Now they'll empty the backfield. Swing it to Gilligan in the flat, who makes the catch. Made the first man miss. There are 2 Tigers there to make the play. Around the 27-yard line. And it's going to bring up 4th down and long.
Now, unfortunately, they got to get this ball downfield. They're running just real arrow pattern stuff behind the line of scrimmage, and they're fighting to get a few yards.
Aguilar is set to punt for the Blue Devils.
So Ty Aguilar will punt the ball away. 7 minutes to play here in the first half, and Springfield leading 21-7. Good snap, gets the kick away. High, end, over the shoulder catch, made it to 35. Spinning out to the far side. Now it cuts back between the hashes to the 45. Gets a block across the 50. Stutter steps and goes out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That's a nice return from Shandell Gardner, who looks like he's got that just speed that can really change the game.
I tell you what, Shandell does a great job. He makes things happen. He's very fast. Not a very big kid, but let me tell you what, he's got some wheels on him, and he's got great vision. He finds things.
On the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club scoreboard update, second quarter, Hubbard 21, Jefferson 0. Ben Wilcox, a 92-yard touchdown run for the Eagles to give them a 21-0 lead.
That's a new name. That's a good, wow, 92 yards. Ooh.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the McDonald 46-yard line. 2 receivers. Actually going to put them on the line now. So receivers right and left. They'll go back to that eye look they had early on in the game. Brungard under center. Play fake. Going to look downfield. Has his tight end open across the 30 down to the 25-yard line. That's Marshall Yelkin Francischelli on the reception for the first down.
The formation, all they're doing is that's a right formation out of that. That's all it did, and they snuck the tight end out on a kind of a skinny flag, opposite flag. Again, they're blocking down and pulling the backside, and it's throwing the defense off because they think they're running the ball, and he's pulling it out and going.
1st and 10 at the Blue Devil 25-yard line. Brungard under center, eye in the backfield. Going to toss the ball to the tailback. That's Snyder running up the middle. And Snyder inside the 15 and down to the 12-yard line.
Yeah,
They've got so many variations of how they want to get their backs the ball. We've seen stretch, toss. That's all in the playbook.
Yeah, and they do a lot of where they're pulling the fronts. They'll either run behind them or they'll run with them. So they're changing things up. There's no it's hard to read this offense as far as a linebacker, because when you see that guard pull, you think they're going right, and they go left.
Brungard again under center. Going to toss the football. Trying to get to the inside and going to get down to about the 6-yard line on the toss to Bo Snyder.
Bo Snyder's a hard runner. That's all it is. They're just running our old, we called it, zone. All we're doing is stepping right, running, and he's just tossing it, and they're trying to hook the end and get their butts to the boundary, what side they're running to.
Jacob Needleham going to check in at one of those lead blocker spots for the Tigers. 2nd and 5 from the 7-yard line. Brungard under center. Looking to throw. Going to fire the back shoulder fade. Jump for the ball in the corner. Touchdown, Tigers. He held on all the way through the catch. Did Jake Joyce, number 7, on the touchdown. And that was a beautiful ball by Bro Brungard.
Those two have worked together. I've seen it now for 2 years. They do an outstanding job working. He threw where I'm standing. I was right by the throw. Threw it right in the corner, right to the pylon. Jake Joyce went up there and he's so big and he's got such great leap. Got it with both hands and brought it down. Outstanding job. Good. Excuse me, Mark. These two are great 1-2 punch.
Brungard to hold. And Cossack will attempt the extra point. High snap, gets it down, extra point on the way, and the freshman is good again. 4:53 to play, first half. Springfield 28, McDonald 7 on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. We are back in 30 seconds.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio.
4:53 to play here in the first half. It is Springfield 28, McDonald 7. On the scoreboard, we can tell you it is Western Reserve 16 and Mineral Ridge nothing just before the half. And we welcome our listeners. We just heard the Youngstown Phantoms game, who now join us here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Mark Means, the coach, Bob Gessler, and Michael Rickard on the numbers for us today. It is 28-7 in favor of the Tigers here in the first game at the beautiful new McDonald Sports Complex.
Yeah, it's, again, beautiful facility. I was looking at the lights, the LED lights that they put up. It's not your normal looking light. It almost looks like a Venetian blind.
End over end kick. Fielded at the 14. Up the middle, across the 20 to the 25. Pushing the pile all the way out near the 30-yard line. There'll be some pretty good starting field position for the Blue Devils.
I will say that I see a lot of different numbers on there, though, on those returns. So Coach Guerrero is starting to put some subs in on his special teams, and that's a good thing. Get these young guys that have been standing around. You know, you got a good lead. Get some young guys out there, get a little bit of blood on them.
Springfield, they'll play Atwater Waterloo next week, who is 2-3. And McDonald, they will be home here to host Western Reserve, who's 2-3. Hawk works out of the pistol, trips right, single receiver left. Gilligan is the tailback on 1st and 10 from the 31. Hawk's going to keep it, and he'll be dropped at the 29-yard line for a loss of 2. As it looks like Springfield's defense just selling out, going after the quarterback.
Well, A.J. Stallsmith absolutely ate his guy up in the front. I mean, he olayed him, and he about took the hand off himself. So this kid's really pumped up. He's doing a great job up front. McDonald, they got to step and slow these guys down. They have got to engage in them. They're slanting. They're going to the holes. So they got to feel for that and step.
2nd and 12, back to the 29-yard line. Trips left, single receiver right. Hawk working out of the pistol. Takes the snap, reverse handoff to Gilligan, and Gilligan's down to the 30-yard line as he's pulled down from behind. Gain of 1. It's 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, Marshall Yelkin come from the outside and ran that play down. That was a great job, great read. McDonald is, again, they have got to start throwing the ball. They have got to open it up because Springfield is just, they're hugging the line and they're trying to run on this team. And unfortunately, it's not working real well.
Nathan Sierra, listed as a quarterback on the roster, going to check in at a wide receiver spot on 3rd and 11. Hawk taking his time, takes the snap, going to fake it to Gilligan, looks downfield, throws downfield, pass caught, and knocked down right at the line of scrimmage is Mike Wolenchak, the junior. And it's going to bring up 4th down and long.
A good throw, good job, but the defensive back, he was right on it. And he got a few yards, but not enough for that 1st down.
It was a nice play fake. Hawk got me as he rolled out to the wide side, but didn't have a lot of options open downfield.
No, they got to go a little bit deeper on these patterns. I mean, you got 3rd and 12, and you're throwing 3 yards down the field. You got to get deeper on these guys.
4th and 8 from the 32. Snap a little low, dropped by the punter, picks it back up, gets a nice kick away. That is going to take a nice roll for McDonald, and we'll have to see where they mark the football out of bounds as it hugged the sidelines. And they will spot the football inside the 30-yard line. So it wasn't a beautiful kick, but it was effective nonetheless.
Yeah, they got the good roll on it, and that's what you have to do. Now, you've got them backed up. Now, we finally got them, and they don't have great field position. And now McDonald has got to hold them because now let's start trying to trade field position here where maybe we're going to back Springfield up. But we know what Springfield can do. So McDonald has just got to hunker down and they got to get to these backs and get to Bo Brungard.
1st and 10, ball at the Springfield 22-yard line. 2:24 to play. First half, 28-7. Springfield leading McDonald. Brungard out of the pistol. 3-step drop. Fires out and the flat receiver makes the catch across the 30. Breaks the tackle, stays in bounds, and he'll be stopped at the 34-yard line. And that reception is going to go to Joey Sandeen, number 6 on that catch.
2nd and 2 for the Tigers.
So a gain of 8 brings up 2nd down and 2 to the 35. We're under 2 minutes to play in the half. Brungard checking on the wristband as he calls the play from the line. Trips left, single receiver right. High snap. Brungard going to throw it downfield. Receiver makes the catch, breaks a tackle across the 50 and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That's Shandell Gardner on the reception for the Tiger 1st down.
Again, great job, great throw, good vision on his part. He broke loose, and here we go.
So 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Brungard working out of the pistol formation. Brungard going to fire the ball, complete across the 40, 35, 30, and out of bounds. Another completion downfield. Once again, it goes back to Joey Sandeen on the catch and run.
Sandeen come out of the backfield. He just sat down, got linebackers drop, come underneath the linebackers, and he off and running.
1:29 to play. 1st and 10 from the McDonald 27-yard line. Brungard overlooks the Blue Devil defense with trips to his right. Brungard looking that way, completes the pass underneath to the 25-yard line, cuts back to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5. That is a Springfield touchdown. Dylan Sheely, number 25, on that reception for the Tiger touchdown.
Good catch and great run. Did a good job. And then he made some moves. We had some good blocks downfield, too, and that's what got him into the end zone. Didn't get the number on the block, but the other receiver did an outstanding job, gotten in front, and he just got behind him.
So 34-7 pending the extra point. Kason Kosick will handle the kicking. Bo Brunkard to hold. Snap down, extra point all the way, and it is good. So it is now Springfield 35, McDonald 7. And, Coach, you go back to the first game you did this year when Springfield played South Range. You see how good Springfield is, so you know South Range is a good football team.
Well, I've told a lot of people at work, and people have come up to me and have heard our broadcast and said, well, you saw that game, how good. Menendez is unbelievable running back for them. And their quarterback is a big kid. He could run. He could throw. They're a good 1-2 punch.
And we're excited. We're going to let it out and let the cat out of the bag for the first time. We will have Hubbard and South Range Week 10 here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
That's going to be an interesting game. I'm afraid that's going to might be one of those ones whoever has the ball last will win that game, because those are two powerhouse offenses, and I'm not sure about the defenses, but they're really going to have to hunker down and see what they can do as far as defensively to shut down the running backs for both teams.
Speaking of offenses, it's now 29-0 Hubbard over Jefferson. TC Caffey, 49-yard touchdown run. Under 6 minutes to play in the half there.
Well, what do you say about the kid? I mean, he's just a great athlete. But I would expect that probably into the third quarter they'll probably sit him, because you sure as heck don't want to get that kid hurt when you're beating a team, 30-40 nothing. I mean, it's just as a coach, get him out of there. Good Lord, you wouldn't want to see him get hurt.
Over 1,300 yards in 5 games is just incredible. Kick away by the Tigers, bounces to the 10-yard line, across the 15, cuts back to the 20, and he'll get out to about the 22-yard line on the return. So McDonald will have 73 seconds, and they will have all 3 of their timeouts left.
That was Vinny Woods. Vinny, they're taking him off the field. I want to tell you what, he's all over the place. This kid has had an outstanding first half. He's done a great job. Special teams in the backfield. I like the kid. He got them big shoulder pads. He looks like the old style fullbacks from back in the day.
Little Tom Rathman action from the Niners back in the day.
Heck yeah.
So 1st and 10, McDonald from their 24-yard line. Hawk, the quarterback, 3 receivers in the formation. Turn, gives it to Gilligan on the handoff, who gets to the 25 and is pulled down from behind. At the 25-yard line, he picks up 1. It's 2nd down and 9.
Joe Sandeen shot from his safety position and took him down. I mean, that's moving. That is absolutely moving for where he lined up to make that play. Good speed on him and great tackle.
So they're going to give him 3 on the board. So it's 2nd down and 7 from the 27. Under 40 seconds to play in the half.
I'll give you a better Mike Allstock.
Yeah?
He was I loved watching him. Absolutely. What a moose he was.
Hawk with twins right and left. Gives it to his tailback, Nathan Gilligan, and Gilligan stood up at the line, brings up 3rd down and long.
A.J. Stallsmith had his guy completely in the backfield, reached around his guy and grabbed the running back, and not only took the running back down, but his blocker was still in his arms, and he took them all down.
We've come to the end of the half. It is Springfield 35, McDonald 7. Before we take a break, let's pause for station identification on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
This is the radio home of the best high school sports in Youngstown and all sports everywhere. We are Sports Radio 1240 WVBW Youngstown, a Cumulus media station.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go. Wow! The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDP. Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio.
Halftime here on Western Reserve Radio 2, Western Reserve Radio, and Sports Radio 1240. Springfield 35, McDonald 7, and Coach, the Blue Devils got out to a great start. A couple of big plays by Nathan Gilligan on the ground. And before we could get comfortable in our new seats, they were in the end zone.
Yeah, they did a good job that first drive. They basically ate the front four up of Springfield, and they did what they needed to do. They sealed them to the inside, and that was a great drive. I mean, they went right down the field. But again, you have your defensive coaches made their huge adjustments. And unfortunately, they haven't done much after that.
It is Springfield 35, McDonald 7. We mentioned coming up next week here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. We head to Leavittsburg as Tim Continenza will be back with me next week. My first time to see the new facility at the home of the Vikings, so we look forward to that next week. And I hear it's another beautiful one.
I was unaware. I had no idea. That they have a new stadium and stuff. So I'm curious to see how all that is.
We're going to take another timeout here at halftime. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll have the President's Athletic Conference report from Commissioner Joe Anderko, and we'll be back here with the first half stats after this on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football here on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete in the Gridiron Developmental Football League against top teams from across the nation in pursuit of a GDFL championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, go to clevelandcobrasfootball.com or contact Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442.
Sandrock Concrete specializes in all types of concrete, driveways, sidewalks, basements, and garages. We also do stamp-colored concrete in many different designs. We do interior and exterior stud work, regular brick and block work. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured. Call Jerry Sandrock at 330-506-0013 for an estimate. Also find them on Facebook at Sandrock Concrete LLC. Sandrock Concrete, where you deal with the owner all the time.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Welcome to the PAC Football Report, covering games on September 25th, 2021. I'm Joe Underco. This week we will take a quick look back at Week 3 games in the President's Athletic Conference, while also previewing this weekend's contests. All 10 PAC teams faced off in conference action on September 18th, headlined by a battle of the last two PAC champions in Cleveland, which saw Westminster defeat Case Western Reserve 34-12. Grove City edged Carnegie Mellon in a 13-6 defensive battle, while 11th-ranked W&J remained unbeaten with a 28-3 home win over Bethany. Geneva and Waynesburg each earned their first wins of the season, with the GTs topping St. Vincent 42-24, and the Yellow Jackets rolling past Teal 52-14. Earning Offensive Player of the Week recognition was Waynesburg junior quarterback Tyler Raines, who completed 17 of 21 passes for 325 yards and 4 scores versus Teal. Defensive honors went to Westminster freshman defensive back Bryce Butler, with 8 tackles and a school record-tying 3 interceptions, including a 100-yard TD return at Case. Grove City kicker Nick Morrow garnered special teams laurels, going 3 for 3 on kicks with 2 field goals against CMU. Geneva freshman running back Jaden Zuzak was named Newcomer of the Week after rushing 9 times for 134 yards and 2 TDs at St. Vincent. 5 more late contests are on the schedule on September 25th, with 4 under the lights. A huge league matchup takes place at DeSanto Field in Cleveland at 7 p.m., as 2-1 Case Western Reserve hosts 3-0 W&J. The Presidents lead the all-time series 11-9, and the two teams have split 4 contests since Case rejoined the PAC in 2014, with the home team winning all 4 matchups. Spartan head coach Greg Debelak expects another classic matchup against W&J.
Their defense is excellent. Really, really good. Impressive. What they did, John Carroll, was very, very impressive, holding that team to 14 points and really physically really dominating the game.
Just 14 miles on PA Route 208 separates local rivals 3-0 Grove City and 1-1 Westminster, who renew acquaintances at 1 p.m. Saturday at Harold-Burry Stadium in New Wilmington. It's the 103rd all-time meeting in the series that has seen the last 3 games decided by a combined 12 points, including a 24-17 Titan win this spring en route to their first ever PAC football title. Westminster head coach Scott Benzel discusses the rebirth and growth of the football rivalry in recent years.
Yeah, it certainly has turned into a rivalry game. Obviously, Andrews made it that way over at Grove City. You know, when we first started playing here, when I took over 8 years ago, it was a very one-sided affair. And, you know, I think our last 3 games are last possession type of games. And credit to Grove City and what they're doing over there. I know our guys are excited. We respect our opponent.
After a tough 0-3 start, the Bethany Bison host their home opener on their brand new turf this weekend as they face 1-2 Geneva at Bison Stadium at 7 p.m. It's the 46th all-time meeting between the programs dating back to 1909. The GTs have dominated the series, including edging the Bison 27-24 in their last meeting in 2019. Bethany head coach Bill Garvey said his team is ready to break in their new facility this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll make the coaches and players' lives a lot easier and a little bit more organized, that's for sure. It looks great, so we're just ready to go, and our players are chomping at the bit to get out there. I can hear the trucks moving right outside my window as we speak right now, so they're still grinding away at it.
In other action, 1-2 Waynesburg travels to Gessler Stadium in Pittsburgh to face 1-2 Carnegie Mellon at 7 p.m. CMU leads the all-time series 12-5-1, including a 51-0 shutout win this past spring. Finally, 1-1 St. Vincent heads to Greenville to face 0-3 Teal at Alumni Stadium at 7 p.m. The teams have split 22 all-time meetings, but the Bearcats have won the last 5 games against the Tomcats, including a 41-18 final in the last meeting in 2019. That's all for this edition of the PAC Football Report. Please log on to the conference website at www.pacathletics.org anytime for the latest news, scores, statistics, and other information. You can follow us on social media via Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links are available at the PAC website. I'm Joe Underco. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the stadium.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Mill Creek Golf Course has been the Valley's leader for golfing fun since 1928. It features 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross and was voted a top 30 municipal facility by Golf Week in 2012. The Mill Creek Golf Shop is a certified Callaway Golf custom fitting center and is stocked with your favorite golf apparel and accessory. Mill Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for this year's golf season. Please call us at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
The best broadcast crew on the planet was not available, so back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio.
Back to the McDonald's Sports Complex. It is Springfield 35, McDonald's 7 at the half. Our unofficial first half numbers for the visiting Springfield Tigers. Bo Brunkard, 13 carries, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, Coach.
That's, again, that's why he's going to YSU. He did an outstanding job.
It helps if I could read better.
Oh, okay.
Bo Snyder with those numbers.
Snyder. I was going to say, I didn't think he had that, but you're the one that's reading. Yes, Snyder's a great running.
On my stats.
Too many bows. That's all right. That's not a problem. Yeah, but Bo Snyder, he does a great job. He carries the load for them, and great ball player, and boy, he's got some wheels. He can fly.
Bo Brunkard, 3 carries, 18 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Groner, 1 carry for 11. Joey Sandeen at 2 for 9. Bo Brunkard through the air, 8 of 9, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Quarterback rating of, he's got to be sky high. That's, again, when you got the best athlete out on the field, who's your quarterback? He could use the wheels. He could use his arm. He's very smart. He reads well. He does what he needs to do, and he's coachable. What more could you ask for?
Leading receiver, Joey Sandeen, 2 catches, 33 yards. Dylan Sheely, 1 for 27 and a touchdown. Jake Joyce, 2 for 25 and a touchdown. Marshall Yelkin Francischelli, the tight end, 1 for 21. Shandell Gardner, 1 for 19. Turn the page for the Blue Devils. Running the football, Nathan Gilligan, 12 carries, 79 yards, and a touchdown. They're really trying to get him going, but he hasn't really had a lot of room to run it tonight so far.
That was all probably in the first drive. From that point on, he's really hasn't gotten his wheels going. And again, that's because the defense of Springfield, they made their adjustments. They saw what happened, and unfortunately, they've shut him down.
Logan Hawk, 4 carries for -1. Through the air, Logan Hawk, 2 for 2 for 0 yards throwing the football here in the first half. Mike Wolenchak, 1 catch for 2 yards. Nathan Gilligan, 1 reception for -2 yards. It adds up to a 35-7 lead for Springfield here at the half. And McDonald was able to take advantage of the emotion of this place that is beautiful as we sit here right on the 50-yard line, and our first chance for anyone to use this radio booth and take that into a score. But Springfield scored on their first drive, took advantage of a short field, and then they were able to capitalize on a couple of long drives.
Yeah, they did field position stuff, and that really helped Springfield. But again, when you're 80 yards away, that means nothing to Springfield. They'll just eat you alive. They'll get a 3 or 4 yard gain. Then they're going to smack you in the mouth with a 15. And they're mixing it up quite well. I mean, with the run and the pass, but that's why they score this many points, because they're well balanced. With the linebackers come up for the run, then he pulls it and he throws the ball. So he's keeping them guessing, and that's what you have to do. And that's what the offensive coordinator, his dad, does a great job.
Time for this Applewood Swim and Tennis Club scoreboard update. If you'd like more information about Applewood Swim and Tennis Club, give them a call at 330-953-2833. They've gone to halftime. Hubbard with a 32-0 lead over Jefferson. Kyle Walker adds a 19-yard field goal as time expires for the lead in that contest. They've also gone to half at Bo Ryan Stadium in Niles with a 21-0 lead for the Poland Bulldogs over Niles. And that's a tough task to play Poland anytime, but not being able to play last week for the Red Dragons, that's an even bigger challenge.
Yeah, when you're unfortunately, when you're a week behind and you haven't played and you're not sharp, it can get you. You can only do so much in practice. So when you have that week off, this isn't the NFL. The week off for them is basically heal up. At a high school level, now you got to get back into the groove. Your timing is off. And let's face it, these are kids. They're not going to be out there running. They're not going to be out there conditioning. And there's only so much you can do to prep them for 2 weeks.
I mean, we've got a couple minutes, and you and I were talking about this off the air because, we'd like to talk high school football.
Yep.
And, of course, the rule in Ohio high school football, when you have a 35-point lead after the start of the third quarter. Now, you can do that before that, but that has to be agreed upon by both schools to do something.
Correct.
To start running clock early. In Ohio, if the margin goes under 35, we go back to traditional timekeeping and could potentially go back and forth. First, I say that's asking a lot of a scoreboard operator during a game to go back and forth with all of that. Our friends across the border in Western Pennsylvania, they have a 35-point running clock rule, third quarter, just like we do. But once you begin that clock, it stays that way for the rest of the game.
Well, that's how it should be, because it's going to mess everything up. You know what? Let's face it. Springfield's going to come out and they're going to put their twos in. And again, they're going to take another drive, whether they score or not. This is something that I have always done. I tell them that the other coach, I tell them, we get that far ahead, I'm going to go down out of my twos, or my ones. If I score, so be it. If not, I'm yanking them. And what you'll see is Coach Guerrero will start moving people in and out, which he already has done. We saw different numbers. We're scrambling to try to get numbers off the roster. So my thing is once that's there, just keep it going, because the other and again, that was to keep the scores down. That's the other thing. So if you're going to do that, that's silly, because now you're going to have games where, coach can say, well, you know what, the heck with it. I'm going to get 3 more scores ahead, so then that way I don't have to worry about it. And you're going to get 65-0 scores or whatever when they make that up. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Once you get there, run the clock, the team's beat, it's not going to come back.
We are at the beautiful brand new McDonald Sports Complex. Springfield leading McDonald 35-7 here at the half. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and then come back with Coach's Keys to the second half right after this on Sports Radio 1240 and Western Reserve Radio 2.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Back to the Sandrock Concrete High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio.
Halftime continues here on Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and Sports Radio 1240. With Springfield leading 35-7 here at the half. Springfield's going to get the ball first to start the third quarter, Coach. So when you look at the plan for them offensively, you kind of alluded to it earlier. This may be the last time we see the ones on the field for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to go in and beat this team up. Go down, keep your ones in, score, get comfortable, and then start weeding your people in. And the reason why I've done that is I've seen it over the years. You're going to get somebody hurt. Why would you want to hurt your quarterback or running back, one of your linemen, because it gets rolled up on when you're beating a team, more than 30 points? It doesn't make sense to me. Call the Wolves off. Do what you got to do. Again, if it looks like they're starting to come back, then you could throw your ones back in a little bit, slow the game down, do what you got to do. But you got to be careful with that because it's a long season. You're looking at – I don't want to look too far ahead, but you got a team that can make the playoffs again, can make a run of it. So why would you want to hurt somebody? You don't want to embarrass the team, plus your opponent, plus you don't want to get somebody hurt over a stupid play when you're killing a team.
Yeah, it's all about trying to keep your team healthy and ready to go for next week. And next week for Springfield is a game back at home against Waterloo, who's 2-3. McDonald will be right here next week to take on Western Reserve, who at last report was beating Mineral Ridge at the half in that game. So we are just a few seconds away from getting this third quarter underway as the teams are anxious. They're lined up and ready to roll.
Yeah, the officials are still conversing at the Big M on the 50. They've just blown it in, and here we go.
And that McDonald M basically is, 15 yards wide?
Oh, at least.
So we are ready to begin this third quarter. And let's see, that is Ty Angler, who will handle the kicking duties to begin the third quarter for the Blue Devils. Great crowd filed in early for this one. As we are underway third quarter, this kick will draw a flag, and the penalty out of bounds will give Springfield good field position to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, they didn't want to kick to Shondell Gardner, and I really don't blame them. That's a heck of a weapon that they have. So.
We see that at so many levels now. I mean, sometimes it frustrates me with Ohio State, but when you're facing a team that has a weapon as a returner, why kick him the football?
No, I agree. But it's like in the pro level. How many times you see a kick not go in the end zone? My opinion is give him the ball on the 25-yard line. Get rid of the kickoffs because that's where a lot of injuries are. And let's just play the game because they got eliminated. It's just silly.
We're probably not far from that happening.
And I'm going to think that's going to be a rule eventually.
One receiver to the left, two to the right side for quarterback Bo Brungard. Man goes in motion. That's Nick Slike. Brungard's going to keep it on the quarterback blast right up the middle. And Brungard's going to gain about 4 to the 39-yard line. It's 2nd down and 6.
Now, I tell you what, that was a great job. I'm trying to get a number. Okay. And that was defense. That was 76. Let me see what I
have
got.
a 76.
There is no 76, so I don't know who made it. But anyway, he was a tackle on this side. He did a really good job sticking with his block and getting Brungard down.
Receiver goes in motion. They're going to give it to him on the sweep across the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, down the sidelines, 30, 20, 15, and knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That's Nick Slike, the senior. It's 1st and goal for the Tigers.
I'll tell you what, that was a great run, great block. You did a good job. But I want to give a shout out to number 23 for McDonald, Logan Hawk. Wow, did he make up some ground. That kid absolutely flew after him. Great job in bringing him down. Wow.
Bo Snyder is your running back. Bo Brungard, the quarterback. Trips to the left. They'll go empty to the right side of the formation on 1st and goal. Brungard, long stretch handoff to Bo Snyder. And Snyder's going to be stopped down right about the 1-yard line. It's 2nd down and goal.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brungard rode that out, and then he handed it off. He really wanted to pull that to go inside for the score. He ended up handing it off, and I'm kind of shocked that he did not get in because, wow, he looked like he was. But they marked it at the 1-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 1, 10:20 to play, 3rd quarter, 35-7, Springfield leading McDonald.
Usually on this play, Mr. Brungard will go inside with it. He fakes the counter and then either goes behind fullback or tailback or Mr. Bo Snyder.
Going to give it on the handoff. That is Bo Snyder for the 1-yard touchdown run. It's now 41-7 Tigers.
And that was probably a good job to just hand it off. Let the horse do the job. Again, save Brungard. You don't want to hurt him. Matter of fact, they have already taken him out, and he's not even doing the holding now.
So on to hold is Sean Guerrero, the sophomore.
The son of the coach.
Snap high. Guerrero gets it down. Extra point on the way. Good job by the holder, Guerrero, and the kick is good. It is now Springfield 42, McDonald 7 on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. We are back in 30 seconds.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
That afternoon.
Back to the Sandrock Concrete High School Football Game of the Week on Western Reserve Radio.
Just under 10 minutes to go here in tonight's 3rd quarter. It is Springfield 42, McDonald 7. Blue Devils will get their hands on the football for the first time here in the second half, and they will be going right to left on your device. I used to say radio, but there's so many different ways to hear broadcast now that a device kind of covers them all.
Yeah, absolutely. phones and iPads and radios and everything else.
This kick is away, going to be fielded on the bounce at the 15. And brought back down to about the 25-yard line is Nathan Gilligan. And that's where McDonald starts, first down and 10.
And Vinny Woods on the tackle again. He's all over the place. Now they've left their starting, looks like they left their starting defense in, so they're going to let the starters go on defense. And then I think we'll see some changes coming soon.
Yeah, they've kept the majority of the starters in. Looks like 21, Bo Brungard, is not in that backfield.
Yeah, and which is a smart move. Do not put him in now. That would just be, you don't want to do that. So hats off to the coaching staff at Springfield using their head.
So first and 10 for the Blue Devils at their 25-yard line. Twins right and left. Hawk at the quarterback spot. Going to hand the football off, bouncing it to the outside, and that's a gain of 7 on first down.
That's a good job. Good read. They sunk to the running back, and he pulled it, and off he went. That was a good job there.
And the ball carrier that time for the Blue Devils. Try and get you a number. We've got a couple of new names in there as well. They will have it. Second down and 3 from the 25-yard line. One receiver right, trips to the left side. Going to hand the football off, running right up the middle, and no gain on the play. So no gain on the play, brings up third down and 3.
And guess who made that one? Vinny Woods again. He's the last guy on the pile, and like I said, he's playing he's playing possessed, as we used to say.
Running clock here with the 35-point margin at 42-7 as we go under 8 minutes to play third quarter. Nolan Aguilar going to move 2 trips to the right side now on third down and 3. Going to hand the football off. That's Gilligan on the run, and he should have the McDonald first down, and he will.
That was a good run. The linebacker for Springfield got inside, and all he did was give it a little bit of a cut move inside, and he didn't make the defensive player didn't make the adjustment, and then he was able to get the first down. Nice strong run. Good job.
First and 10 to the 36-yard line. Trips right. Single receiver left. Hawkin Gilligan in the backfield for the Blue Devils. Hawk fakes the handoff. Now he's going to keep it across the 40 to the 45-yard line, and that should be a gain of 10 and a 10-yard gain for Logan Hawk, the senior quarterback.
Good job, because the end crashed on the top side, and he read that, was watching that end, pulled it, and he had a lot of field on the right outside.
To be able to run this type of offense, you have to be a terrific ball handler. Logan Hawk is that.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. I mean, he's he's looking. His reads are perfect. He's doing a great job. And the wide receivers did a good job on a stop block.
Second down and 1 from the 46-yard line. Trips short side right. Single receiver to the left side in man-on-man coverage. Hawk's going to keep the football and drive down to the 48-yard line. And that's going to be a short pickup of a couple, bring up second down and long.
That was a good job.
And they've had there's some single coverage that the McDonald may be able to take advantage of, and we have a man down for Springfield, coach, at the 48-yard line that'll stop the clock with 5:52 to go here in the third.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate, but looking at the size of the shoulder pads, and I don't see him out there, I think that's Vinny Woods.
They're surrounded by a couple of trainers and coaches. We'll try and get you the number here momentarily as both teams have gone to their benches with 5:52 to play in the third quarter.
Yep, Vinny Woods.
Woods up and slowly walking off the field, the 5'8", 185-pound junior. up under his own power, so that's always good to see.
Yeah, we're hoping it isn't a knee, maybe just a little bit of an ankle twist. And I would imagine he's done for the night. But again,
speaking of ankle twists, how about Carson Wentz? How do you sprain both ankles in one game?
I don't know. They need to get some bubble wrap from that boy.
2nd down and 7 at the 48-yard line. Trips right, single receiver left. Hawk going to give the ball to Gilligan. And Gilligan will dive forward down to, looked like the 48-yard line. At a couple of different spots initially from the side judge. We'll give it the 48.
Yelkin from the backside saw the play. He ran it down. The running back tried to stiff arm him, and he eventually got him down. But it was a good run. Good
3rd
job.
and 4 from the 48. Trips going to go to the left side. Single receiver right. Hawk and Gilligan in the backfield. Going to give the ball to Gilligan, who hit the pile and got down to the 47-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down and just about 3.
Yeah, there was a good push by the offensive line, but unfortunately, they kind of it stalled, and the defensive line, all they did was they stalled and came down the line a little bit. He did get a few yards, but from that point, the pile just collapsed on him.
So 4th and 3, and Coach Williams will leave his offense on the field with 4:20 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 42-7, Springfield leading McDonald.
Expect them to go to the right. They seem to look at that.
Hawk going to keep it. He'll run to the right side. He'll have the 1st down and more. He needed 3, got 5, and a 1st down. What was it that you saw that you knew they were going to run right?
Right, because what they've done over there, again, the read is good. He's reading that, and the edge guy is collapsing down. So all he's doing is he's pulling it and going to the right side. So whoever playing up there has got to stay home, get depth, and squeeze. And it's not. He's just coming right off the line, and they're giving him that edge every time. So I knew they were going to run that. They haven't stopped it yet.
1st and 10 to the Springfield 42-yard line. Hawk takes the snap, gives the ball to his tailback. That is Nathan Gilligan. Gilligan stood up at the line. No gain. 2nd down and long.
Yeah, they tried to go inside on that one. And with that formation, they had guys up on the line of scrimmage. They also they brought a corner up tight, and so he wasn't going to pull that and go outside because that corner was sitting right there.
Down to 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Springfield 42-yard line. Ball right between the 42 and 43. Trips right, single receiver to the left side. Hawk and Gilligan in the backfield. Hawk takes the low snap, faked it to Gilligan, took the shot deep and overshoots the man, incomplete. As Hawk absolutely driven to the ground that time by Marshall Yelkin Francischelli, and the ball was overthrown. Had a man open, but didn't have the time to make a good throw.
Yeah, he just didn't have the time. He fired off the edge, and, I mean, it was just bang. He did a great job coming off that edge. Quarterback did a good job. He got the ball off, so it was a deep throw, but unfortunately,